in the desert, and you start to wonder, is what I'm seeing real or a mirage or an oasis? That's how Kansas State and Arizona might feel through a couple of games this mid-September as they enter Arizona Stadium. The Kansas State Wildcats, just a couple of years ago, Big 12 champions, went to Dublin. They are 1-2 and trying to find their footing. Arizona is 2-0 for the second straight year, but they only won 2 games after that. Kansas State and Arizona, a lot of questions to answer tonight. So welcome in to Arizona Stadium. Jason Benetti, Robert Griffin III, Alexa Landestoy is downstairs. That's the backdrop of this game. But at quarterback for Arizona, Noah Fifita stayed in part to try to recapture glory from a couple years ago. Where is he right now?
I mean, Noah Fifita looks incredible, Jason. He has every club in his glove bag. He can pull out the driver and throw the deep ball. He can pull out the 7-iron and layer it over defenders, and he can pull out that sand wedge and scramble with the best of them. I've really enjoyed watching him on tape. If he was 6'2", 6'3", there'd be a lot of people talking about him being a top pick in the draft. The ball literally jumps off his hand, and he looks like he's back to his 2023 self.
Meantime, Kansas State facing Fifita. They blitz a lot. We'll see how they handle him. But this Kansas State offense really wasn't on the field last week. Army just ate the clock all game long. So we didn't get to see Avery Johnson a whole lot. Where is he?
Yes, I mean, for Avery Johnson, I had to go back a couple years to watch some of his clips, because what you see this year is his development as a passer from the pocket. He's third in the FBS right now in passing yards. You look at that hair, that man looks like he should be on a Head and Shoulders commercial. But what I'm missing right now from Avery Johnson is his legs. They need his running ability to show up for this offense, to not just stay on the field, but to get back to that K-State offense we're used to seeing, where they have the lightning and the thunder. He might have to be both tonight.
He ran for 110 in this meeting last year. Don't say lightning, by the way. They had a 2-hour weather delay.
That's true.
Last week. Kansas State and Arizona, 2 Big 12 teams, non-conference game. We'll tell you why later on, but a big moment in both of their seasons on a Friday night.
I stand alone with fire inside, with passion burning in my veins.
Gut-tastic, the incredible feeling from adding Mira Fiber to your gut routine. Contains 8 grams of fiber with metabolism support. Mira Fiber. Reach for a more balanced gut.
Yeah, I got the loan for the truck through Navy Federal Credit Union. Can't imagine where I'd be without them.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
This is the mark of a fighter. A rich, full-flavored lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. A reward for those with a fighting spirit. You've earned this, so hold it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
It is a very warm night in Tucson, 88 degrees, humidity at 40% here in the desert Southwest, and downstairs in it is Alexa Landestoy with big news for K-State's offense.
Yeah, Dylan Edwards set to make his return to the lineup. He's K-State's starting running back. He's a dynamic playmaker and makes a difference when he's out there on the field. The Wildcats have been without him really all year. He got hurt on his first touch in game 1, hasn't returned to game action since then. Coach Kleiman told us they've been evaluating him every single day this week. They were hoping he would be a go. He took part in warm-ups. I caught up with Coach Wells prior to that. He said he may be on a bit of a pitch count, but wants to see just before game time how he's feeling. I can tell you from my observations, he looked just fine, running, cutting, dancing with his teammates, having fun out there. And guys, for our movie buffs out there, Coach Wells used the analogy, it's like Days of Thunder. When the driver went straight through the smoke, that's what their running back can do when he's at full speed.
Well, right now he's through the injury, Harry. Off we go, Arizona and Kansas State in non-conference play. The game was scheduled way back in 2016, so it's a non-conference game, but they are Big 12 opponents. And Noah Fifita, the quarterback for Arizona, a young man who was so dynamic 2 years ago, trying to get back there, and he stayed in part because of his relationship with the head coach Brennan and the offensive coordinator Daigie.
Yes, Seth Daigie said he sees a lot of himself in Noah Fifita. Undersized, they want to be the best, they work hard, and they don't do it for the individual glory. They just want to see their teammates be successful. He has been really good at distributing the ball. 12 receivers or tight ends caught the ball last week.
He is empty here on first down. They sent Mahdi, the running back, out wide as part of that 5-wide receiver, and Fifita will be decisive. He will run. He calls his own number into a slide across the 40-yard line. They'll put it all the way back at the 40, and we'll give you the starting lineup for the Arizona Wildcats. Some movement on the offensive line. They might play up to 7 guys on the offensive line, including Tapa Atotai on the right side, who came back from injury last week. This is a throw and a catch for Nunu Watley. He is Javen Watley, given name. He's been Nunu as a nickname for a long while in his life, and he can take the top off the defense.
Oh, yes, he can. You look at his yards per catch. He has over 200 yards receiving, and they love getting him ISO'd on safeties and nickelbacks.
Bunch of throws to start this game. Chris Hunter, very reliable junior out of New Orleans, against a Kansas State defense that was on the field for more than 80 plays last week against Army.
Yeah, when we talked to Toby Osunsami, he said, we just got to play K-State defense. We got to run to the ball. Guys like Austin Romaine, who's a tackling machine, VJ Payne, who's been a staple for this defense for quite some time. You're seeing them have to deal with this tempo, getting to the line, running plays quickly. Communication is at an all-time high for them.
For an Arizona team that only averages 66 plays per game, here is Mahdi weaving his way through that run defense across the 40 into VJ Payne. Arizona feels like through the spread, they can do some damage today.
Yeah, they know that K-State's was on the field for a long time. This defense was having to deal with all the misdirection, so they want to keep that pressure on them today.
It's another throw. Fifita has the tight end, Sam Olsen. And one note here, Kansas State has not seen heat like this in Manhattan all year long. So that later in the game could be a factor.
Yes, it could. I mean, listen, right now my chest is sweating. My shirt looks real bad because that's how hot it is. And it's probably 20 to 30 degrees hotter down on the field, Jason.
I thought you did like a triple pike before we came on into like a pool or something.
I do like to do the pool stuff.
That's nice. Yeah, right before the game. First down for Arizona at the K-State 25, and a blitz shown. Now Fifita will get to survey again, and it is a run for him. Quarterback power for 3 yards or so. Hey, when you see that defensive player come up to the line, what's your process for a quarterback?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm telling my center, hey, man, next time snap the ball so we can get a free play, throw it down the field, maybe catch a touchdown. The penalty's not going to, any interceptions don't matter. But as a quarterback, it allows you to diagnose the defense, understand what coverage they're in, who's blitzing, who's not. And Noah Fifita used it beautifully there.
We saw Des Purnell up at the line, the veteran linebacker for Kansas State. You hear Fifita say, listen. Talking to Mahdi now. Couple of claps. He does finally get the ball. Fifita throwing wide side. It is incomplete. Quay Moss on the coverage of the New Mexico transfer Luke Wysong. It was there.
Yes, it was. We talked to offensive coordinator Seth Daigie this week.
Off number 59.
Ooh, another penalty.
Second down.
That is the 13th false start or holding penalty against Arizona in this their third game, Robert.
Yeah, this offensive line has to play better. We've talked about this all week in our production meetings where, yeah, they blew the last 2 teams out that they played, but right here you're going to see Tapa Atotai, fresh off of a knee injury from last year, and that's a typical throwdown of the defensive linemen that we've seen the refs be calling consistently. They don't want to see them throwing those D linemen down and then landing on top of them.
Fifita. And on the way through, that was batted. It was Alcorn Crowder who got a hand in there, and let's see what they say. The arm was moving forward. They're going to say the ball was on the ground, and it'll be third down.
Yeah, you're going to see right here, is that hand going forward when he makes this throw? That is close, Jason.
They're going to call it an incomplete pass. The clock was moving. I thought for sure they were going to say that was incomplete. Wysong covered it up, but the clock did move.
It's a good eye by you right there to catch that.
Yeah, they're going to stop play here. Let's see.
The previous play is after further review. Ruling on the field was an incomplete pass.
I think that was a clear recovery by Wysong, but we'll hear what Mike Pereira has to say. Mike, what do you see on this play?
Hi, guys. To me, I like it as a forward pass. The whole issue is the hand. Did the hand start forward with control of the ball? And to me, he does have control. And then the hand just barely goes forward. But watch it here, moving forward, then it comes out. To me, I think the call on the field was good. And to me, in replay, it should stay as an incomplete pass.
So it's about what the hand was doing, the arm was doing before the contact, yeah?
Forget the arm. It's got to be the hand, because sometimes the elbow is moving forward before the hand, and so that's why in the book they changed it at one point from the arm to the hand. So that's the only thing you focus on with control.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. We will see what they have to say. Any further questions for Mike while we have him?
No, Mike, just with it being ruled an incompletion, don't they also have to go back and see what time was on the clock to make sure that the time is correct?
It actually should be. The clock should read when the ball strikes the ground. Now, you don't make the timing adjustment, though, in college to make that correction except in the last 2 minutes of the second quarter and the fourth quarter. So there's really no correction here.
Thank you, Mike.
All those precious seconds mean something.
That was
JB.
a change a couple of years ago as they tried to tighten up the game time.
The ruling on the field is upheld. It's an incomplete pass. Third down.
Okay, so we've just lost 15 seconds or so together, but we'll get over it. It is third down coming up, and Kansas State's defense, though Arizona was cooking here, now has a third and long, and the defensive coordinator, Joe Klanderman, does like to blitz.
Oh, yeah.
What does he bring here on third down, do you think? Third and 17.
I believe Joe Klanderman is going to bring what he calls a simulated blitz. So they're going to bring pressure from somewhere, drop it from somewhere else. Don't want the quarterback to be able to identify who is coming. I learned a lot about this when I played for the Baltimore Ravens.
Spivey in motion. It's a throw on the screen. He's got it to Nunu Wadley, who doubles back. Wadley chased by Purnell, and he'll get strung out at the 29-yard line. That is Zayshawn Rich, who ushers him out of bounds, and a nice stop for Kansas State on a drive that looked very promising.
I haven't seen one of those since high school. You know, running all the way back across the other side of the field.
A lot of steps.
A lot of steps, and he did break some ankles there. Just didn't get the first.
Michael Salgado Medina, who is their punter and field goal kicker, will boot it from 47. He has hit from 52 this year, and that is well wide. No good. Arizona zeroes out the opening possession. And that gives an opening to Avery Johnson and this Kansas State offense that was just off the field for another 4 minutes. They're itching to go when we come back.
Rivalries change. Kickoff times shift. But the first sip of Dr. Pepper, that always hits the same. It's a Pepper thing.
This is what joint pain looks like when you keep moving with Aleve. Just one Aleve, 12 hours of uninterrupted joint pain relief. Aleve. Also try liquid gels for fast and long-lasting pain relief.
It's all happening too fast.
What, you nervous about the wedding?
No, it's the house, dude. We got approved.
Bro, don't stress. This house, it's the one.
Speaking of the one, caterer. We need a caterer.
This game has gotten out of control.
It's time we instate a commissioner.
Introducing the commissioner of coverage, the Aflac Duck.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover with
Aflac. Y'all can ask about it at work.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Verizon. It was a visit last year to the Little Apple that was 7-7 at the break, but Kansas State broke out to a 31-7 final score. And you wonder, how much will Avery Johnson run the ball in this game as Kansas State visits Tucson for the first time since they won their first ever bowl game back in 1993. You remember the Copper Bowl back in the day. Kansas State's first bowl win. It's hard to think about that. Their first bowl win was in 1993. Bill Snyder built this thing in the last 30-plus years, and now a very proud program tries to recalibrate as he drops it off. Johnson does, and Oakley is absolutely swarmed. Max Harris, the transfer, hits him after 2. What do you want to see from Avery Johnson tonight, Robert?
I know we've talked about Avery Johnson running the ball. I don't want to see him force the run. I want to see him just play football. If it calls for your legs, use your legs. If it calls to throw a dime down the field to Jace Brown, throw a dime down the field. Don't make it too hard. He has been playing really well this year. Because they're 1-2, the tendency is to try to become Superman and make every single play. Make the plays that are there, young man.
Is Dylan Edwards with him as well. This is a tuck and run. Here is Avery Johnson trying to carve to the 35. And that is all. Savea with the stop. Tia Savea. Edwards back. Home run threat behind this offensive line led by Pastore, who's in his 4th career start.
Yes, John Pastore. They have an amazing average of 7.1 yards a carry when they run to his left side. And who's that man right there, Jason Benetti?
Dylan Edwards.
Dylan Edwards. He is their lightning. They're so glad to have him back. It opens up so many things for their offense to be much more explosive.
3rd down. Martin is in as the tailback. Free runner coming. Johnson gives some ground and spikes a screen pass. He wanted Martin. It is 4th down for Kansas State. Very quick possession for the Wildcats, who didn't have the ball much last week.
No, they didn't. And you're going to watch right here off the edge. We're talking about Chase Kennedy. Hey, if nobody's going to block me, I'm going to go get the quarterback. He forces him to throw the ball sooner than he wants to on the screen pass. Good job by Avery Johnson just dirting it. Sometimes you don't want to make a bad play worse. So that's a good decision on his part.
He told us this week what he's learned in college football is how valuable every possession is. He keeps one there as McClannon, the punter, who's averaging under 40 per kick, and that might be kick-catch interference. We'll see. It's a pile-up. Now, if you get blocked into the returner, you're not going to have kick-catch interference. And so, let's see what we have. Whose ball is it? Jono Price trying to fight for it. Kansas State says they have it. McClannon says they have it. The entire Wildcat group in purple says they have it. And there's been no signal as yet. They're trying to unpack this pile. And there are players that are like, dude, we're still fighting for it. I don't know who's got it.
You don't want to know what happens at the bottom of that pile.
It is Kansas State with it. That is the long snapper, Mason Olguin, who pries in loose.
Recovered by the kicking team. 1st down. Kansas State.
Brent Brennan is not happy on that sideline.
Yeah, you're going to see it's his own man gets pushed into him, and then the ball hits off him, and then it's just a mad scramble. And as you mentioned, the long snapper gets in there. He's like the 4th guy in there, but watch here.
You know, that yardage he's granted got changed because Groves Killebrew ran into him. His own player did. Mike Pereira is with us.
By Kansas.
Mike, what do you see on this play for the possibility of interference with the catch?
Yeah, you look at this and you think, okay, is there a halo, so to speak? And the answer is really no, unless you're directly in front of the receiver and within a yard. And to me, the contact that occurs here is his own man. I mean, it's his own man that hits him. So you can't have any interference there. So now you look to see, ruled on the field that it was touched by Arizona first, and it looks to us like the ball does bounce into number 2 and hit off his leg as we're watching it now. And then obviously at that point it's a live ball. Kansas recovers, so I think it's going to stay as called Kansas ball.
Mike, let me ask you about that yard in front. Does that change when he goes sideways here? When Patterson goes sideways, where is the yard in front that he's afforded?
I think really, to me, you know, he's got to be set. I mean, that's what you're talking about. If he's moving and kind of moves into that spot, it was his own contact from his man that created the problem for him. So, and like I say, you know, you can't at this point put it on, even if we felt like it should have been interference.
After
And
further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. First down, Kansas State.
So to your point, Mike, they were reviewing the touching of the ball, not the kick-catch interference possibility.
That's all they could review, because kick-catch interference is not reviewable.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. It's such an interesting rule when you have a player going sideways there. It's fascinating. It's huge for Kansas State.
Oh, it is. JB, it's almost like you tell all your gunners, just go truck stick a guy. You go truck stick the own guy into his own guy, and then there's no kick-catch interference.
Kansas State has a very short field. This they needed in a big way. And Brent Brennan told us this week, just yesterday, like, special teams is going to be huge in this game. And his team sees a short field on defense because of it. Dylan Edwards on the run, and he is bottled up. Malachi Bailey, the redshirt senior, transfer from Alcorn State with the hit on a loss of 2.
Yeah, you talk about this for this Arizona defense. You got to be able to set the edge. Watch how they run vertical sideways, and then off the edge comes number 25 in there to make the play. When I watched the tape for Arizona, they were not great at setting the edge this year. That right there is an improvement, especially against a team that is known for running the ball in Kansas State.
Avery Johnson has it tipped, and that is incomplete. Aiden Garnes from the secondary got in there. The redshirt senior from Philly sets up 3rd and 12. Everybody's bogging down.
Yeah, they're trying to play volleyball out there a little bit. Come off the edge. Hey, if you can't get to the quarterback, what do you got to do? Get your hands up and try to knock it down. Great job elevating and not giving. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Stokes could have caught a pick there if he ended up making that throw. But, hey, it got knocked down, so we'll never know.
They'll take it for now. But you know how DBs think. 3rd down and 12 for Kansas State. Johnson is hit, and he is dropped. Trayden Stukes was shot out of a cannon.
We talked about they love to bring pressure. You're going to watch number 2. His eyes are inside. He's ready to pressure because the safety got him capped. And what's he do? Runs through the back and gets to Avery Johnson. Hey, man, you can't be in there at running back if you can't pass protect for your quarterback. But if you're Arizona, it feels really good to go out there and get them off the field.
Here's a guy in Stukes. He and Johnson, both in that secondary, have been through so much with this program. Stukes in his first game this year. As Rodriguez ready to kick, they leap over the line. This is on the way, and it is good. That ball was hammered by Rodriguez, and it's 300 to the fairway. Man, he smoked this, huh?
Mira Joy, the overwhelming relief after Miralax helps you go. Miralax works naturally with the water in your body, putting you in a supernaturally good mood. Miralax, free your gut to free your mood.
Say you get a surf shack on Airbnb. Now you can also get a surf lesson with a pro surfer. Or if you get a place in Mexico City, you can also get a taco tasting with a food critic. Homes, experiences, and services. Now you can Airbnb more than an Airbnb.
You got a baby?
Yeah.
Male? Female?
She's a girl.
What's her name?
What does he want with me?
One battle after another. Rated R, September 26th.
3-0 Kansas State on a made field goal from Luis Rodriguez from 51 out. That looked like it could have been good for 60.
As you said, he smoked that thing.
You had more flair than I did, but 3-0 Kansas State over Arizona. A K-State team, they opened the season in Dublin. Close loss to Iowa State. Their last 4 games, dating back to last year's bowl game, have been decided by exactly this, 3 points. They have lived in 3-point games, 3-point purgatory for Kansas State, and they're right back there. This is through the end zone. All right, Three's Keys. What you got for us?
Yes, this week for K-State, they got to start pushing P. That means push the run button for Avery Johnson. Get him out there. Let him use his legs to create plays for you. For Arizona, they got to bear down, paying homage to their saying. They got to bite down on their mouthpieces as an offensive line. They haven't played well. They got to eliminate the penalties and protect their quarterback. And overall for both, no pressure, no diamonds. Both of these defensive coordinators love to bring pressure. If you cannot handle that, you can't get the diamond of winning the game.
You went music, literature, and slogan.
Got to diversify your bonds, JB.
Yeah, we were all 80s movies last week. I like this. A wider portfolio. Arizona football. Here is Mahdi on the run. Into the secondary. There he goes. Ismail Mahdi down the sideline. Maldonado, the former Arizona Wildcat, saved a touchdown, but it's 60 yards.
Woo-wee. They're going to bring the tight end around and up and through the middle, and watch how this offensive line washes K-State to get that hole for Ismail Mahdi. And then guess what? He puts on the afterburners. Oh, just missed getting there.
A former Arizona Wildcat. There's one on each side. Spivey, Maldonado, expats from both of these teams on the other side today. They'll ride it, hand it to Mahdi, and he's up the left alley again, down to the 10-yard line with VJ Payne, the safety. Arizona's moved the ball in this game so far.
Yeah, they have, and you look at that right there. We just went through the key of bear down. This offensive line didn't get a ton of push against Weber State and Hawaii, but now against K-State, they're claiming the fact that they can own this line of scrimmage.
The question is, can both of these teams score touchdowns in the red zone? There are 13 red zone drives so far for Arizona, but they're like right around 58% in scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, it's really been the Achilles heel of both of these teams. You know, for K-State, you talked about them living in 3-point purgatory. You know, first they go from having to deal with heavy personnel against Iowa State, then misdirection against North Dakota, then they're dealing with the damn wishbone against Army. Now they got the up-tempo offense against Arizona. These guys are really going through the ringer.
That's approximately exactly how they feel. Mahdi off the spin. Oh, second effort. What a run. Toughness in a huge way. First and goal. Boy, that's what Brent Brennan wants from his team. Toughness.
They are loving this split zone, bringing these guys across the formation, allowing Ismail Mahdi to make his reads. Look how cluttered it is in there. That's the kind of patience you have to have. Keep your feet active and drive them, young brother.
Oh, he did, and he knows it. First and goal for Arizona, trying to punch it in. Wesley Yarborough, the freshman, is in at tailback. First and goal, couple of claps. Fifita on the roll. There's another marker in. He'll throw for the end zone, and a touchdown for now to Sam Olsen. We'll see if it stands. It won't.
Number 59. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's two on Tapa Atotai.
Tapa Atotai looks like a rhino in a bull shop right here. I want you guys to watch him right here off the edge. He's going to hit a nice little 45-degree, try to jump set him. Look at the arm around the neck. That's not legal anywhere. Oh, my goodness. He just hit him with a rock bottom.
He did. He did. People's elbows coming, too.
It is. Maybe a leg drop.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do to protect your quarterback.
I love the aggressiveness. I love the tenacity. But you got to do it within the rules, big fella.
Holding penalties have been a major issue for Arizona so far this year. First and goal from the 15. It's a fake pitch. It's Fifita dancing back to his left. Oh, what a play! Sleight of hand! Magic from Fifita!
Ooh-wee! Fifita is going to fake it out to the back, and watch his vision. Vision goes here, then it comes back downhill, and he realizes the hole's not there, so what's he going to do? He going to make a play. Noah found his arc and put the foot in the ground and made that man roll.
85 yards on the ground. I mean, look, he said to us last year, we talked to him briefly, he was like, I think of myself as a point guard. He just went full Mike Bibby right there, breaking ankles into the end zone. It's Mahdi who got him in range. And then Noah Fifita, one-man show.
Took him to the promised land right there.
Exhaustipated. When you're tired of your backed up gut and you need fast relief. New Mirafast works naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes. New Mirafast acts faster, works gently.
Alta wanted a hotel with an ocean view. Then he found a vacation rental with an ocean-front yard. Easily find your stay. Expedia. Book now.
Superstitions, Matt?
Hi, Carly. It's a good thing Discover makes it easy to be a Big Ten fan.
Totally. I get cash back on my rally cap.
Cash back on my favorite glove.
Cash back on my Lucky Shamrock.
Cash back on my game day chicken wings.
Cash back on my one cleat.
I even earned cash back on my lucky bobblehead.
You win. Next round's on me.
Earn cash back on every purchase with Discover, the official card of the Big Ten.
Drop whatever you're doing right now. The Wendy's $8 JBC meal deal is here. That's 2 Junior Bacon Cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium drink. So you better be on your way. Bacon waits for no one. The #1 deal for the #1 bacon cheeseburger, gotta be Wendy's.
Noah Fifita came into the year with 1 career rushing touchdown. He's got 2 already in 3 games, and there's another dimension here. There's a Z-axis that he's created that is trouble for defenses.
Yes, there is. And when I watched him on tape, you always would see him scramble to keep his eyes on the field and throw the football. But I knew there was something inside of him, and we're seeing a little bit more, a little Russell Wilson-esque type of movement from him. Let's see if he can keep it going for the rest of the night.
They're going to blow this dead. It is all the way through the end zone by a mile. Start your Saturday strong with Big Noon. New era quarterback Dante Moore, who had that whole year to get ready for this, has #4 Oregon in the north suburbs of Chicago. Their first Big Ten matchup, they'll take on Northwestern, 10 Eastern, live from Evanston with the Big Noon kickoff crew. Then Oregon, Northwestern, only on Fox. That's a scary bunch right now of Ducks.
What about what Dan Lanning and those Ducks did to Gundy in Oklahoma State last week? We shouldn't even mention it.
Yeah. Yikes. From the 25, Edwards is in as a wide receiver. They'll snap it off to a tight end. It's Garrett Oakley. A very crowded tight end room for Kansas State, and they'll add one today. Lincoln Cure, the freshman, expected to play for the first time, some substantial snaps, and there he is over split out wide. He is a 5-star recruit that they have very high hopes for.
Very high hopes for, because they know that he can be a mismatch on the outside, using him to actually dictate coverage right now.
Edwards on a delay. He breaks a tackle. Edwards has a run to the 40-yard line. Dylan Edwards, the junior from the state of Kansas, transferred from Colorado, his first action this year.
Just such a cool concept. They're going to bring him inside, hand it off to him, and then bring the counter back. Watch, you bring the tight end through. Now he breaks a tackle, and that's what they've been missing this year. Their running backs have not been able to break tackles, make the first guy miss, and turn a 4-yard run into an 8-yard run. Nice job right there by Dylan Edwards.
You think of what they've had in the past. Deuce Vaughn, DJ Giddens. Here's Edwards around the corner again. But you see the difference in speed and agility, right? It pops for you.
Yeah, they get spoiled. You get spoiled when you have Deuce Vaughn, even back to Darren Sproles, right? DJ Giddens, these guys, you block a play for about 6 yards, they can take it to the house. Dylan Edwards, they said, has a 4th gear. Not a 3rd gear, guys. OC Matt Wells told us he has a 4th gear and can floor it. I'm like, man, 4 gears. Sounds like my Nissan GTR.
Auto enthusiast Robert Griffin III here on Friday night. Second down and 6. Avery Johnson, Lalesio bearing down on him. This throw is to Swanson, another one of the tight ends, and he is wrestled down 2 yards short of the line to gain by Tay Brown, who played basically every position in practice this week getting ready for this game.
Yeah, when you're having to go up against an offense where you don't know what you're really going to get, because we're used to seeing K-State in 3, 4, maybe even 5 tight end sets, 15 personnel. Now they're mixing it up, throwing the football around, and I actually loved what I saw right there from Avery Johnson. Full progression with his eyes, right to left. That's what you want to see from a quarterback who's trying to show you he can play in the NFL.
He'll roll here and throw it. He's got it to Oakley. It's a first down just across the 50-yard line.
Simple play, right? You got 3rd and short. You want to bring this guy underneath across the backside side of the formation because you've been doing that in the run game. And then you sneak him out. You can see right there, tight end down the field was wide open, but you can't go broke taking a profit. Get the first down, stay on the field, give your defense some rest.
Especially after what they went through last week. Seeing the ball for only 3 minutes in that second half as Price, the tailback, is in, the freshman. And he'll run it for a handful down to the 45. If you watch that Army-Kansas State tape and you've never seen football before, you might think that one team's just supposed to have the ball the entire game. It was a 13-point lead, but Army had the ball for more than 40 minutes. And Avery Johnson said to us, he was like, it's kind of awkward on the sideline. Like, you're trying to get everybody pumped up, but it's hard to.
It's almost like a rain delay or a lightning delay. You got to warm up about 4 or 5 times before you go back out there.
2nd and 6. Johnson on a line drive, and he has it to Jerron Tibbs. And they're going to say it's very close and move the sticks. Speaking of that, the lightning delay thing, Arizona had one last week right at the time Kansas State was playing. So the Arizona coaches went into their offices and watched Kansas State Army while their game was delayed.
So they got some advanced scouting during the game. Well, I'm sure they didn't expect Kansas State to come out and try to just nickel and dime the ball down the field, but that's exactly what OC Matt Wells has them doing right now.
Johnson, he loads up down the middle of the field. This is it, or no, it's incomplete. Genesis Smith had it for a moment. He tried to pull it in, and it sprung free from his grasp as he hit the ground.
Oh, my goodness. What a play by Genesis Smith. You're going to see the end right here. He's tracking the ball like a wideout. Almost comes up with the one-handed, two-handed catch. Whoo, look at that. I can't even say that's why he plays DB, because if he would have made this play, he'd be on SportsCenter Top 10 something.
2nd down. Here's a handoff for Edwards, and he's not going anywhere. The D-line for Arizona has played pretty well so far through 1 quarter.
Yeah, I've honestly been shocked, because when you watch the tape, they do a lot of stunts and moves because of maybe they're not as stout up front, but those stunts and games are giving this Kansas State offense extreme problems. Whether it's in the pass game, they're getting free rushers, whether it's in the run game where they're getting penetration. That's exactly what you want to see from Danny Gonzalez. I know he's happy with what he's seen from his defensive line so far.
Only 3 points allowed, even with a short field for Kansas State off the punt that ricocheted off of Patterson and turned into a good opportunity, a plum one for Kansas State. But Arizona has the lead 7-3 at home over K-State on a Friday night.
Straight off the killer streets of CPT, king up the beach, you ride to him in your fleet.
For you, it's more than a bank transaction. It's landing your first fundraise. Or maybe it's payroll for your crew. So why doesn't banking do more? What if it was cutting-edge software that acted as a platform for your ambition? The truth is, banking can do more. That's why over 200,000 entrepreneurs love Mercury. Because we bring all the ways you use money into a single product that feels extraordinary to use. So you can do more.
You can feel confident Continental's the smart choice in tires.
Will they keep going and going?
Yep, up to an 80,000-mile warranty. Seriously.
Aren't all tires the same?
Nope, they may look similar, but Continentals have 150 years of engineering behind them.
Really?
Really.
How do I know they'll match?
You could try our tire finder tool.
Good idea.
Continental, welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Let's order boring, overpriced food for the gang.
Hey guys, try Little Caesar's cheesesteak crazy puffs instead.
They're only $3.99. Can't beat that in this economy.
Cheesesteak? Little Caesars is the real deal.
Any other advice?
Yes, avoid highways. Now, Saquon?
No.
Now?
There's a car right there.
What's a car? Try new cheesesteak crazy puffs for $3.99. Little Caesars is the real deal.
Pizza.
Well, Coach, you guys told us this week the first real test for your group here tonight. How have you liked their start?
Well, I think it's been an awesome game. It's been back and forth, two teams fighting their tails off, making plays, and I'm excited about where we're at. We got to get a big stop here.
How about Fifita using his legs, getting in the back of the end zone? Do you want to see more of that from him tonight?
Well, I think anything Noah Fifita does gives us a chance, and so if he's running it or throwing it, we love it. He's a great player. He's a great kid. He's a great leader for our team. So we're excited. We're ready to play.
Coach, appreciate the time. Thanks.
Yeah, bear down.
His defense has a third down to deal with. They're top 25 in the country on third down through a couple of weeks. And this is a run for Kansas State and a huge hit. Max Harris just absolutely eviscerated J.B. Price.
Oh, my Lord. Max Harris playing in that spot where he's off the screen right now. So as you watch this play go, he's playing in the spot where he's got to play the pass and the run, and watch him feel. Bow! Good. God almighty. What a hit right there.
That run suggested they were going to go for it, Robert. They are. Fourth down and 10. Avery Johnson. More pressure. He doubles away from it. All the way back at midfield. Still being chased. He'll heave it to the sideline. Incomplete. Chase Kennedy lived up to his name in a major way. Just Velcroed to Avery Johnson.
And Benetti, this is exactly why you never give up on a play. Chase Kennedy is right here off the edge. He's going to get shook. You see the coverage on the back end? Everybody is covered because they're scrambling away. Nowhere for the quarterback to go. They dropped extra guys in the defense. Chase Kennedy gets his ankles broken in the back, and he ends up being the one that continues to apply the pressure and makes Avery Johnson have to throw this ball away. Hey, that's a masterclass. We call it plaster in the scramble, Joe. Plaster to your guy. Oh, my goodness. You can see the coaches are absolutely loving it.
Danny Gonzalez, their defensive coordinator, high energy guy, absolutely thrilled as McKnight was there along with Kennedy, and Arizona has it. Fifita with Mahdi in his lap launches down the field. That is incomplete. Really nice coverage by VJ Payne on Nunu Watley, the big play threat transfer from Chattanooga. He had the tailback Mahdi right in his pocket, Robert.
Yeah, they run these slot fades, right? You're going to press up on the DB, eat up his cushion, and then break a little bit to the outside. But he's all over that, and if you're Noah Fifita, give your guy a chance. Leave the ball in bounds right there. VJ Payne was all over it. He knew what was coming.
Fifita short set. He'll go this way. It's a little high, and Nunu Watley makes the catch and gets dumped by Fair. Third down. You know, Seth Doege, the offensive coordinator for Arizona, talked about the deep ball as a rhythm ball for Noah Fifita and how important it is for him to put on tape that he can do that, because there are some questions about that.
There was a knock on Noah Fifita that he couldn't throw the deep ball, but throwing the deep ball isn't just lining up and saying, I want to throw the go ball. There's a process to get to that. Your feet, repping the timing, repping the throws in practice, and they got it to where he is settled and understands what it takes now. He's no longer skipping the process. He's dedicated to it.
He's got a third down and 5 for his offense. Fifita whips it outside the hash marks. Oh, what a catch, Chris Hunter. Soft hands to the sideline. First down, Arizona.
That was finger licking good right there. Just on the edge of the fingertips, gets the feet in. I told you he got that 7-iron, right? He can layer it over the defense. Hey, he pulled out of his golf bag on that one.
How good are his throws to the boundary?
I told you, the ball jumps off his hand. He can make every throw on the field. It was truly a joy to watch his tape this week.
Noah Fifita, first down, Arizona. They'll throw it again. It's incomplete. I want to ask you, the clapping we're hearing from Arizona, the change in cadence and the rhythm of that. Why is that, and what does that do to the defense?
No, well, there's some people hate the clap, John Gruden. They hate the clap. They hate the fact that quarterbacks aren't using their voice inflection to try to draw the defense offside. So what is the alternative? You come up with a multiple clap cadence, and that's exactly what Seth Dagey and Noah Fifita have done. It draws the defense off guard. It makes them show their coverages, and they've mastered it.
There's one clap. There's a second one. He'll take it this time, and he'll throw right down the middle. It's Wysong into space. First down, Arizona again.
Woo-wee, they're going to run a slant. I want you to watch this guy and this guy. Watch how they come to the line of scrimmage off the fake, and it leaves up a big gap right behind them. We're talking about Luke Wysong. I told you, they got about 5-6 of these guys at wide receiver that can make plays for him, and they're hitting it.
Wysong in the backfield here. He takes it. Fifita gets wrangled, and he's going to lose 2. Wysong will on the pursuit by Des Purnell. That was a high-risk mesh there, and Fifita got the brunt of it.
Yes, he did. And did you see how physical Desmond Purnell came through on that? He didn't just try to hit him. He tried to punch the ball out. It's the only place you can legally beat people up is on a football field. These guys are enjoying it. They love football.
This is 44th game in a Kansas State jersey for Purnell as we have a whistle and a flag down. Boy, Arizona has really been hurt by penalties on the offensive line this year.
Snap infraction. Offense number 52. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Coming into this week, 12 of them, false starts and holdings. That's a snap infraction against DeCambra, the center. But that can really stunt a drive.
Yeah, it really can, and they're really hurting themselves because they have all the momentum right now, but you can't pick the ball up and hold it for a second before you snap it. That's why they got the snap infraction.
See Spivey, the former Kansas State player, at the bottom of the screen, matched up with Rich. Fifita scanning and rolling. Fifita chucks it for the sideline and wanted for Chris Hunter. It is off his hands, incomplete. Third down coming up. Hunter's not happy with himself.
Yeah, Chris Hunter is a guy that Noah Fifita really trusts. So when he makes this throw on the sideline, booting to it, this is simple. He just made the really difficult catch over his shoulder with the fingertips. So when you get one that's right on your face, we call that a face ball. You got to make that catch, man. That's super easy. Look it in and try to go turn it up and try to score.
Highly reliable fourth-year Arizona Wildcat. Could not haul that in. Would have been third down and 4 or so. Instead, it's 3rd and 16, and it's Mahdi getting a bunch of it to set up a short field goal if they want to. But remember, Salgado Medina's first kick was well wide, and it looks like they're going to go. Kansas State has allowed 9 for 10 on 4th down this year. K-State's been burned on 4th down for the balance of the season, including most of that by Army last week.
It's the danger of playing soft cushions on 3rd down now in college football. If you give them a 4th and 5 or 6 or less, teams are going for it at an extremely alarming rate.
More than we've seen maybe ever. They're going to go ahead and call the timeout. You know, the thing about that is if you draw them offside, it ends up being 4th and 1. Maybe you think about it. They didn't get the chance to do that. They'll use the timeout, and likely a field goal coming for Arizona when we return to Tucson.
Hey, what's up, roomie?
Danny DeVito? Are you my freshman roommate?
And that doesn't matter. This is a Jersey Mike's commercial where the subs matter most.
You took both bunks.
I got a lot of stuff. Where the subs matter most. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
We are young, we are fun, lost in the moment. You make me dance, make me dance.
At Napa, we are the pros that know brakes and suspension. That's why we deliver professional-grade parts built for performance and quality, helping you provide the stopping power your customers need to keep going with confidence.
Never know how.
You want to hear a secret? This sauna is actually from Walmart. One of over 500 million items.
Huh. Who knew?
Soon everyone will, Sebastian. Please get out of my sauna.
I'm not the only one with a fine set of ivories.
Who knew? Who knew? Walmart has dancing shoes?
They have over 500 million items!
The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
Traffic's moving fast in this old mining town of Tucson, Arizona. It is field goal time for the homestanding Wildcats for Salgado Medina. Sophomore out of Mission Viejo, who is their punter and place kicker. This will be from 30. He missed from much longer earlier. To make it a 7-point game, it's a bad snap and a really nice job by Ian Wagner on the hold to get it down. 10-3 Arizona. Fifita and company will take the points. Got the job done.
Yeah.
Glad we got Jersey Mike's for the game.
Wait, does our mascot look like Danny DeVito to you?
Yeah, it does. That doesn't matter. This is a commercial for Jersey Mike's, where the subs matter most. Freshly sliced right in front of you. That's what they're all about.
You on the cheer squad?
And up see Daisy. Yeah!
Ooh.
Oh, don't worry about me. Focus on those subs. Where the subs matter most. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Seeking. The unsatisfied. Emotional. Defiant. Those who take things personally. Seeking. Exceptional people to do exceptional things. Seeking. Those who won't rest until there's enough of the medicine they make for everyone who needs it.
You got a baby?
Yeah.
Male? Female?
She's a girl.
What's her name?
What does he want with me?
One battle after another. Rated R, September 26th.
Arizona has allowed 32 total yards here in the land of Cactus Tetaroa McMillan. What a Halloween costume that is.
Wow.
There in the crowd. Very nice. Celebrating both the land and the former wide receiver all at once. It's nice.
Like the way you piece that together, Jason.
Ready to boot it away to Kansas State. Danny Gonzalez's defense has been great so far today. He doesn't love pregame warm-up, so he tries to use it as productively as possible, then get the guys back into the locker room. What he likes to do, because he very much is an aggressive play caller defensively, is hit a lot of tackling dummies. This is pregame. Chuck Cecil, former safety, leading into this.
I'm not going to lie, Jason. This looks like a lot of fun. If we end up coming back here, you gonna do it with me?
So the invitation's open.
The invitation's open.
But I don't know that the waiver can really cover everything that could happen to me, so I'm going to leave it to you.
I got you.
How about Chuck Cecil? He can still hit people.
Did you see him accelerate right there?
Man. Martin on the run for Kansas State, trying to get untracked, and the play is over. Tay Brown with the hit. Second down coming up. Boy, first three possessions for Kansas State. A little bit of backward into the field goal. They turned it over on downs after 11.
And they didn't even capitalize off of the fumbled catch on the muffed catch on the punt. They actually got negative yardage on that and turned it into a field goal. So they still haven't gotten things started. I would love to see them go and move to the empty formation, spread things out like they are right here to allow Avery Johnson to start getting some lanes and making plays with his legs.
They run the second most empty in the FBS, and down he goes. Pursuit from Genesis Smith there. It is third down. It's a loss of 4.
And here's the thing. He was going to get outside and get the edge if he didn't fall down. They bring the back here, run him outside as a lead blocker. Avery Johnson's going to fake it to him as he's making his read, and he's going to follow right through that gap. And he just trips over his own feet. It does feel like right now Kansas State just can't get out of their own way.
It's been all year so far for K-State. On the roll, Johnson looking upfield, takes a big lick as he throws it, and this is incomplete into traffic. Tibbs was the intended target. Avery Johnson got clobbered on the throw by Garnes.
Oh my, watch how he gets hit right here. He sets up to throw. He sees it clearly, but he doesn't see the man that's coming to hit him from behind. And then right here, if you're Tibbs, you got to make that play. You're down 10-3. You're one of the best receivers on this team. The ball hits you in the hands. Got to have that contact balance as a wide receiver and come down with that. That's what K-State needs right now, Jason. They need one person to make a play for him.
Very frustrated look on his face as he got up as Patterson is back to receive a boomer from McClannon. Room to roam, and down he goes across the 25-yard line. It's a 56-yard punt for McClannon, his best of the year. That's good news for K-State, but it's really the only good news so far.
Eczema isn't fair, and it isn't your fault. But with Ebglyss, people with moderate to severe eczema can have real results, like skin that's still more clear at 1 year.
Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Ask your doctor about once-monthly Ebglyss.
A successful shindig doesn't happen by accident. It's a choice. Walmart Plus members get free delivery on more than just groceries. So I can order up Gouda and a good time! Who knew? Who knew? The world is your oyster.
Who knew? Who knew?
My focaccia calls.
Whoa, Walmart Plus lets you choose from 2 streaming services?
Choice is everything.
Who knew? Who knew?
Become a member who knows better with Walmart Plus.
Don't stay too late.
I'll try.
Friday night, closing the books. Just a few more hours. That's not true. $120 for what? Gonna need some coffee. Uh-oh. Who authorized this? Did we pay this twice? Well, hello. Did Ramp just auto-code all the invoices? All the receipts are here. Boom, boom, boom. Yes. Love closing the books on time. Ramp. Love finance.
Coming up on the Liberty Mutual halftime, we got a top 15 showdown tomorrow. Could Georgia be in for a long day in Knoxville? Fourth-ranked Oregon takes its offensive arsenal on the road, and as Colorado settled on the quarterback tonight in Houston. Jason and Robert, you know they got 3, but right now, we're going to send it back to you, too. See you soon.
Well, as Coach Prime said, they have Martin Luther Staub.
Martin Luther Staub, that's a bar. It's such a good, he had a dream, and now he's living it.
One of the best post-game interviews you're going to see in college football last week. Monty, the tailback. Arizona has it batted. That is Travis Bates, the junior out of the state of Texas, and that is something Kansas State came in trying to do, hands up on the pass.
Yes, hands up on the pass because they know that Noah Fifita is a shorter quarterback. So in order for him to throw over the top of these defensive linemen who are 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", who become 6'7", when they put their arms up, it's another way for them to try to get Arizona's offense off the field.
Fifita on second down. Rolling to his right, picking his way, and he'll step across for a yard. They want a flag, and it does come down. Ryan Davis, a pretty aggressive defensive end, getting on the field after missing a couple of weeks with injury, is going to get called for this one.
Late hit out of bounds. Defense number 52. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It didn't do a whole lot to Fifita's body, but the reason for the foul is this type of hit.
Yeah, it's right here. You're looking at Ryan Davis. They called him a bowling ball of chaos. Well, you got to be that chaos inside the stripes, big fella. If you get a quarterback, he's out of bounds clearly, and even that brush right there, they're going to throw that flag every single time.
The Arizona native, he cannot believe it. That is huge for Arizona, who came into this drive running 14 of its 22 plays in Kansas State territory because of this run game. But Austin Romaine, who is a tremendous run stopper, fit that perfectly.
Yeah, he was waiting on that. Sometimes on the outside we call it a catch technique by the DBs, where they're just waiting on the receiver to get to the spot. He closed the gap and waited for the back to get there, and he ran to that man's chest. And there's nowhere to go once you get there.
He was their tackles leader last year for Kansas State at the linebacker spot. No gain, 2nd and 10. Mahdi in motion. They'll swing it out wide. He catches in stride. Well timed. It's Romaine taking him to the paint again. 3rd down.
Yeah,
good rhythm on that play.
Great rhythm. They're doing a good job of making this Kansas State defense run sideline to sideline. But I was in pregame and I watched Trey Spivey, wide receiver for the Arizona Wildcats. And on defense right now, K-State is getting much more aggressive and playing some man coverage to try to commit more guys to the box to stop the run. I look for them to hit some outside shots to some of these bigger receivers.
They had played 74% zone coming into this week. Down the middle, there's a big shot, and it is Spivey who takes the lick. Logan Bartley, the freshman, and we'll see if this is targeting. It's a gain of 17. The marker is in. That's Spivey, the former Kansas State Wildcat, taking the shot and popping back up.
Man, I said they would take some shots down the field to Spivey. I didn't think he was going to take one across the middle as well right there.
Man. They're checking Spivey over on the sideline.
He appears to be bleeding. Oh, man, he cut his cheek.
Personal foul, targeting, defense number 10. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down. The previous play is under further review.
This will be under review. What you're looking for is a protected player, a launch, and forcible contact to the head or neck area.
And you're right, Jason. Right here, he is a protected player. He's a defenseless receiver. Whether it's helmet or shoulder pad, that contact does happen to the head or neck area.
It's got to be initially to the head or neck area, and it looks like that's where it is. So it's targeting on the field. He lost it looked like his mouth guard popped out on the hit by Bartley. Mike, targeting or no targeting here?
Remember now, let's forget what's called on the field. When it goes to replay now, they have to officiate the whole play. They have to find the indicator. And then they have to find, on a defenseless player here, contact to the head or neck area. And it's either with just the helmet, shoulder.
The ruling on the field of targeting is upheld. Number 10 is disqualified for the remainder of the game. That's a 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
What do you think of the call, Mike?
I think that's the type of hit they're trying to get out of the game. Shoulder was actually okay, but when you look at it, it was helmet-to-helmet contact, leading with the helmet, so that's the indicator that you're looking at, and that is a foul and was upheld.
Mike, thank you. It's a 31-yard gain overall. They lose Bartley from their safety room. Spivey is walking down the tunnel, and he'll get checked on. Two quick claps that time. Fifita hopping in the pocket. He'll throw it this way, and he'll put it right on the hands of Phelps, the freshman from Gilbert, Arizona. It's 2nd down after a gain of 5.
And Jason, you know, a lot of people get upset about the targeting calls, and you got to understand, yes, 10, 15 years ago, that's not a foul. He's not coming out the game. It's the old gridiron rules of football. But those rules are put in place to actually protect these players for their long-term future, especially with all the things that we've seen with brain scans and CTE from players playing the game of football.
It is well said. Fifita. Oh, those feet are special. 1st and goal, Arizona.
Yeah, you're going to see him. They're going to come off of this fake. Noah Fifita, boom, token fake. Hey, it's not there. He sees all this green grass. He's like, I'm going to go fill it. Hit him with the fake pump fake. I don't know about 56. My man Damian Ilaleo had no chance with those sweet feet of Noah Fifita.
So important to Brent Brennan, the head coach, speed on this roster, agility. He went to the portal thinking speed and bigger bodies. They have so much more speed offensively this year with Arizona. Mahdi into the backfield with one. They snap it, and it's Mahdi breaking outside. Mahdi to the 2. He's not happy. He wanted to get into the end zone. It's 2nd and goal.
Yeah, I understand why he's not happy, because he knows if he wouldn't have made one misstep there, he could have exploded through that arm tackle and potentially scored. But, man, has he not made the most of his opportunity tonight so far? Running the football. Ismail Mahdi is putting the team on his back like that. And now they're in a position where we said this was a show-me game. They can put this thing not quite out of reach, but the momentum is starting to pile on for the Arizona Wildcats.
We've got the freshman Yarbrough in, and he will try to shoulder forward, and he is driven back. Romaine holding the line with the rest of his compatriots for K-State. 3rd and goal.
Yeah, you look at this formation. We call it a double sniffer formation, but it's extended backwards, okay? So they're not up on the guards' butts. They're back a little bit, and we got 2 fullbacks. Big old meatheads, the kind of guys that listen to heavy metal in the locker room and in the weight room, there to try to create a path for the running back. It just didn't work there. But I do love the formation.
Double what?
Double sniffer.
Okay. Caden Luke was one of those tight ends you're talking about. 3rd down and goal. They will break out of that, and we got a timeout coming. A lot of motion there. Kansas State uses one of its 3 timeouts. They may have sniffed
Kansas
something
State,
out.
The first of the half. 30-second timeout.
Chris Kleiman's team needs a stop. Coming up in just a couple days, the game we've all been waiting for, a Super Bowl rematch. Philadelphia and Kansas City. Saquon leads the defending champs against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. It's America's Game of the Week, Sunday 4 Eastern on Fox. It is early in the season, and it's a thorny game for both teams. What do you make of it?
I see what you did there. That was good. Thorny.
Yeah.
For both teams, Kansas City just can't afford to start the season 0-2. And I think when you start off and you're going up against the Super Bowl champs with Saquon Barkley, the Eagles have to find a way to get A.J. Brown the ball and get him involved more often. One catch, unacceptable. He's happy for the win, but you need your best players with the ball in their hands if you're going to win over the long haul of the season. So the Eagles have to do that. But if you're the Chiefs, they got to figure out how they're going to replace Xavier Worthy. Him running into Travis Kelce really put a damper on their offense in week 1.
Big loss for their explosiveness. Close quarters here, 3rd and goal. Mahdi the tailback again. Fifita charging toward the goal line. He stuck the ball out. Purnell got in front of him, and it's 4th and goal. And if this is about toughness, you'd have to imagine Arizona's going for this.
Oh, 100%. They get right back into the double sniffer formation that we talked about before with the 2 tight ends back. Noah Fifita might be about 5'9", but he was playing like he was a big back right there, putting the shoulder down a little bit. Let's see if he got that ball over the goal line when he puts it out. Oh, looked like he might have got that ball out.
Yeah, replay is going to take a longer look at it.
From my angle, JB, it looked like that ball broke the plane. You're going to see. He puts the shoulder down, is driving his legs. And when he puts the ball out right there, it looks like a touchdown to me. Before he gets knocked out by the K-State defender, if we roll that back right there, that ball has broken the plane.
So the question is that we'll ask Mike Pereira before Powers punched it out. The question is this close, tight enough to the goal line to decide and not have it be an optical illusion? Mike, what do you see here?
Yeah, I'm into optical illusions, and it is one of those where you look for that shot right down the line, but I think we do a really good job of showing this here. To me, this is close enough at that point before the ball gets knocked loose. Remember, the tip just has to break the plane. And so if it was me in replay, I think I would make it a touchdown.
What a smart heads-up play by Noah Fifita. Sticking the ball out, and all you need is to get part of that football, just a tip to cross that line. It's a touchdown.
But does replay believe the angle is true enough? It looks to me, I'm with you guys, it looks to me like it is straight down the line. And that's what you need to have it be decisive. And again, the call on the field is that it is short. So you'd need clear and convincing proof that you can overturn it. Let's see.
After further review, the runner had the ball in possession and it broke the plane of the goal line for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Arizona. Noah Fifita again. And the Wildcats from Tucson are feeling it right now. Great call by you and Mike Pereira. Well shot by our crew as well. Just like that arrow that Noah Fifita just put on the bullseye.
Shout out to the crew, because we don't get that shot and we don't get that breakdown if they don't get it. Mikey P's always on top of it. We know that. But Noah Fifita, I said it in the beginning of the broadcast, coming into this game, watching his tape, he can do it all. And so far in the first half, he's showing that.
Great job by Cam downstairs with that shot. Our cameraman, fantastic work. Noah Fifita and the Arizona Wildcats trying to get to 3-0 on the money.
And now I live it. Ain't it a gift?
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now I have Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some taking Rinvoq felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions. GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events. Infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Subway's Meal of the Day gives you 7 of our most legendary subs, packed with protein and fresh chopped veggies. All Marshawn's favorites, like
Teriyaki Tuesday. Give me all that sweet onion teriyaki sauce. Or meatball marinara Wednesday. Now that's a deal. And my favorite, the ultimate BMT.
Did you sleep here?
You know the guy don't sleep.
That's awesome.
7 legendary subs for $6.99 each with chips and a drink. And if you're big hungry, make it a footlong for $3 more.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. 2 rushing touchdowns for Noah Fifita. When he was young, his parents gave him a brother. When that brother was being born, they didn't want Noah to get jealous of the new kid in the family, so they said, you can name your brother. So he decided, because he was a big fan of The Incredibles, he decided on Dash. Dash is currently a class of 26 player at Santa Margarita Catholic, and is going to be a football player in college as well as the plan. But I got to tell you, Noah's got a little dash in him.
He does. He's paying homage to the brother that he named. Only you, Jason, would find out that information.
Well, we were talking to him, and he's like, yeah, I picked the name. I don't know if my parents were going to go for it, but when he was born, as the story goes, Dash tried to get off the table right as he was being born. And the doctor was like, you know what? Dash might be right.
That is amazing.
Awesome.
These are the stories we love to tell about these guys, man.
First down for Kansas State. Need a score here. This is Price bullying his way across the 35. It's a gain of 12. They have 2 timeouts left and 3.5 to play with.
And you see J.B. Price right there bullying down the middle of the field. But it makes me wonder, What's up with Dylan Edwards? We haven't seen him in a couple possessions. Maybe Alexa can let us know what's going on with him on the sideline.
There was some question about a pitch count against Danny Gonzalez's defense. They didn't know whether or not he was going to play, but they prepared for him playing. It's Price again on first down as the tailback. And they'll give it to him. He'll try to cut up field, and he gets clotheslined by Genesis Smith. He'll be your sledgehammer, and it's second down.
Right now, Danny Gonzalez in this Arizona defense, they are playing a ton of man coverage on the outside, daring Avery Johnson to utilize his receivers in Jerron Tibbs and Jace Brown. At some point, they are going to have to try to push the ball down the field and win those one-on-one matchups on the outside.
One catch for a Kansas State wide receiver to this point. There's Brown in motion. They do try to free him up. He'll look that direction. It's a long throw. Brown in space is wrestled down by Gavin Hunter, who grabbed him by the ear holes and ripped him to the ground, a loss of 4.
Amazing job here of Gavin Hunter closing the distance. When a receiver catches the ball in space, you don't want to sit there and wait. You want to first close the distance, and then what they say is shoot your shot. Shoot your shot and go make the tackle. Wrap them up.
That's the 4th tackle for loss for Danny Gonzalez's defense. What an effort by Hunter. His coordinator is rather thrilled.
For adults with obesity, Zepbound means change.
It's changing what I believe is possible when it comes to weight loss.
Zepbound helps adults with obesity lose weight and keep it off.
Don't take if allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling in your neck. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or a serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes, depression, or suicidal thoughts before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. If you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Taking Zepbound with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen kidney problems.
Ask your healthcare provider about Zepbound. Explore savings options today.
Now that I'm a mom, things are, well, different. I have twice as many outfits to plan. My overpacking has reached new levels. Verizon's different too. They let everyone in my family choose whatever plan they want. I save money and can keep the same low price for 3 years. Love that for me.
I had to do it, I'm sorry.
Ouch. That's where that was. Found it!
Fox College Football is sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. Big recovery of a muff punt by Mason Olguin set up Kansas State. These are only 3 points on a short field. It has been all Arizona, 17 unanswered, and the Wildcats defense that still hasn't allowed a touchdown. They and BYU, the only 2 teams not to allow a defensive touchdown. 3rd and long, Kansas State.
And what's been most impressive for me as a quarterback is what they've done on third downs. 4 for 14 and 2 for 13 the first 2 weeks of the season, holding the offense to abysmal things on third down. And right now, K-State's 1 of 5.
It's a 3-man rush. They get around the corner with McKnight anyway. Johnson gets away from it, has loads of time, throws it sideline, incomplete for Lockett. 4th down. He had seconds and seconds and seconds, and nobody came free to his eyes.
JB, he didn't just have seconds. Watch what this defender does when he turns his eyes. He can run this ball for a first down. He doesn't need to throw it out there to the wide receiver. He could easily use his legs, and we talked about this in the open. Don't just try to play quarterback. Play football. Trust your instincts. If the whole field is there and you got green grass, go fill it.
Instead, Kansas State gives it back to Arizona with 2 timeouts. Patterson on the return with a stiff arm, and he is thrown back to the 11. 53-yard punt. Nice coverage by Kansas State. Noah Fifita tonight. In a couple words, what are you seeing?
I mean, he's living La Vida Loca right now. He's running around, being high percentage in the passing game. They're pulling guys out in front. He's making fakes. Hey, it's not in the front side B gap. I'm going to go ahead and hit the backside D gap and make this man do the cha-cha as I go score. And then guess what? You think I'm small? I'm going to drive my legs, put the ball out, and get another rushing touchdown. Just an incredible performance thus far from Noah Fifita, and he's got this whole stadium rocking.
Inside, outside. The Fifita Loca.
Fifita Loca?
Uh-huh.
You like that one, didn't you?
That is special. We thought Noah Fifita was special. That turn of phrase is. We'll see what they do here. They have 2 timeouts. Kansas State does get the ball out of halftime. So Arizona trying to pay off this possession. Fifita to the sideline. That is incomplete. Sticky coverage from Rich on Hunter, and it's second down. You do have to think about Kansas State touching the ball again if you're Arizona here.
Yeah, you do, and you don't want to just come out and just act like, hey, the game's over. We're just going to throw the ball around and give them the football back and allow them to score at the end of the half. And then out of the half, we talk about that middle 8 you want to be able to control. So if I'm Arizona, I'm handing the ball off here to my man Ismail Mahdi. He's been running the pigskin off of the football, and this offensive line has owned the line of scrimmage.
He's at 91 yards on 8 carries already. Fifita drops it off to him. Mahdi breaks it down. There is a marker in. It's a gain of 9, but there's a flag down at the 9-yard line. And it looks like another hold against Arizona.
Offense number 59. Half the distance to the goal. Second down.
That's the third holding penalty on Tapa Atotai.
Jason, Tapa Atotai's got to let it go, man. Right here off the edge, you're going to see as they throw this screen to Ismail Mahdi on the edge, as soon as the DN tries to disengage, let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
You couldn't hold it back anymore. I saw it.
Golly, it's so frustrating because right there they didn't hand it off to Mahdi, but they gave him an opportunity to get out, and that could potentially hurt you here as you go into now a 2nd and long. They're probably going to have to run the ball.
Good news that Spivey's back on the sideline after the big hit he took from Bartley on the targeting penalty. Fifita chucks it to the sideline. That's incomplete. The clock is going to stop. Now you're backed up. Kansas State has 2 timeouts. This is allowing Kansas State back into a game that they really shouldn't have had another possession in.
And Jason, that's why I mentioned run the ball there.
Yeah.
Keep the clock rolling. You have been owning the line of scrimmage. If you pop one for 7 or 8 yards, it puts you in a better situation on 3rd down. Now you're at 3rd and 16. Now the question is, do you run the ball here to keep the clock running?
But then it's a timeout. They still have 1. You know you're punting from your end zone. Now you have to get some yardage to help out Salgado Medina, your punter. They're going to throw it again. Fifita has the first down. Hunter with the catch across the 20. That's their best bolt right now.
Yes, it is. And that is their patented play. Token fake to the back. Get the defense to step up on the 2nd level, and then boom, throw the bang 8 right behind them.
3rd and 16. Kansas State gives up a big one, and this is incomplete for Spivey. It's 2nd down.
So you're going to go back, you're going to watch these 2 linebackers as they step up, and this route, boom, bow, bing, look at that. Hit it right on him, give him a chance to protect himself. Nice job by Noah Fifita putting the ball on Chris Hunter's body so that he can protect himself running across the middle. No hospital balls, as we call them as quarterbacks. Don't have them all stretched out, getting knocked out by the safeties. Get it on his body, allow him to protect himself. Beautiful ball placement.
Which leads to more interesting strategic tactical stuff here with 1:05, 2nd and 10. They're going to throw it again. Osunsami coming. Fifita tries to break away and does, and he will run out of bounds with 57 seconds to go and 3rd down coming up. Anybody who is into timeout conservation and trying to steal a possession from a defense is having heart palpitations right now.
Yes, they are. Obviously, Arizona and Seth Doege are having an aggressive mindset. They should have been running the football, running clock, not trying to get out of bounds, especially when you're now in a 3rd and 9 situation. But they've been aggressive all day. They're going to continue to stay aggressive, and they're not really worried about the clock right now. And I don't know. I think that's a big mistake.
We'll see. 3rd and 9. Pressure coming straight up the middle on Fifita. He's going to launch it down the sideline off the hands of Nunu Watley. He had a step on Quay Moss. It is 4th down.
Same route that he's caught 2 touchdown passes on last week alone. A lot of hand fighting going on, but they're both doing it, so that's fair game. You got to make that play. Nunu Watley. Watch it. Right off the fingertips. That close. Now all of your game situation things that we've been talking about, Jason, really comes into play here with 50 seconds left before the half.
With Kansas State getting the ball out of halftime, it's got to be a good punt. Salgado Medina does get it away. And this will be touched by Kansas State and Lockett. And Arizona has it. This has been a totally ridiculous final 2 minutes of the first half.
Oh my. Sterling Lockett, you're going to watch him here. He's trying to get as much of this as he can, but he misjudges it. And it goes right through his hands. And Johnson on the recovery. Johnny on the spot. Oh, I know Sterling Lockett's brother, Tyler Lockett, one of the most underrated receivers in NFL history, is throwing stuff around the house right now.
His dad played in that Copper Bowl, their first ever bowl win in Tucson, and now the turnover sword is just puncturing footballs.
Oh. I guess we'll see them in Valhalla.
I mean, great Odin's Raven, as a famous anchorman once said. Here is Fifita on the throw, and that is going to be incomplete. Alexa, college football's most famous kebab just came out. What do you have?
I know, I love it. It's the turnover sword, and defensive coordinator Coach Gonzalez told us every player that records that turnover also gets a mini sword that they get to take home with them. It's engraved with their name, the play that they made, so a little memento that they can keep with them. A little spear or kebab, whatever you want to call it, JB.
Wow. Dalton Johnson, who was a Kevin Sumlin recruit, but he's been through coaching change after coaching change. A big moment for him with that cactus sword. Line drive throw, incomplete off the hands of Hunter. I think both fan bases want to get to halftime right now.
Yeah, it's just been chaos. It's been a roller coaster, right? You look at Arizona defensively, they forced the most turnovers in all of FBS. It's astonishing because they only had 16 all of last year, and they've already got half of that.
They're +9.
This is crazy.
It is a frustrating moment for Avery Johnson in Kansas State. 3rd and 10 for Noah Fifita. Davis up at the line. He runs laterally to go with the back and cleared out. Fifita saw that, but Daniel Cobbs closed the door. It was going to be there for Fifita, but Cobbs from behind makes the stop. Now you're going to try this would be like a 61-yard field goal. You could call timeout, and it's almost a no-lose proposition. Now, any fans of the Iron Bowl will say, like, there's no-lose on a kick. Timeout. We'll come back in 30 seconds and see what the finale of this wild show is.
Like us, you might be suffering from moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA. We are the undiagnosed. We've been told we snore at night and gasp for air. Daytime sleepiness is a drag, but we still have people who count on us. And we're more than just human beings. We are humans being. OSA is a chronic condition tied to breathing interruptions and oxygen deprivation during sleep. You're undiagnosed? That was us. Talk to your doctor about OSA. Let's keep being humans being.
Remember your ABCs. Always be clogging. And the Walmart app has over 500 million items.
Walmart has dancing shoes?
The
Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
Clorox is donating 2 million wipes to classrooms across America. Because at school and at home, clean feels good.
Noah Fifita wanted more on that run right before fourth down here.
Please put 3 seconds on the game
We're going
clock.
to add 1 second. There it is, 3 seconds. And this would be in the range of a 60-yard field goal for Salgado Medina. He missed from 47. They're going to call it 62, it looks like. We'll see.
Jason, when we were on the field in pregame, the wind was actually kicking up pretty good going in this direction the way that he's kicking. It looks like it's a little died down right now, but look for this kick to be low, more of a low line drive because it's such a far kick.
He made from 61 in practice the other day. This is for a 3-score lead at halftime with Kansas State getting the ball out of the break. Remember, Salerno's last snap was not very good on a field goal try. Wagner will put it down. He spins it around. Salgado Medina on the way, and it's sliced on him. It's no good. Well, here we go to a much-needed break for both teams. Arizona tried to punch it in, bogged down, but Kansas State's offense has its fewest yards in the first half, and we're still digging, but it's at least 10 years. Studio, Mike Hill, Chris Peterson, Bruce Feldman, Liberty Mutual Insurance Friday halftime show right now.
Yeah, Arizona looking good, trying to go to 3-0 for the first time since 2015, up 17-3 at the half. As we welcome you to the Fox College Football Friday halftime show, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. Chris Peterson, Bruce Feldman, Mike Hill, can you say total domination? I mean, Arizona is putting it on Kansas State, outgaining them 257-44. Of course, the score is 17-3, and they're doing it on both sides of the football. As we take a look at the halftime highlights, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. What do you see on the offensive side, Coach? Defensive side of me.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I almost have to go back a week ago when Kansas State lost to Army. I think there's that hangover effect. You know, we have this saying as coaches, don't let the same team beat you twice, because they just look so out of sorts across the board. But hats off to Danny Gonzalez, the defensive coordinator. I had the opportunity to go spend a couple days with those guys in fall camp in Tucson, and the vibe felt different. I've also had to go against this defense. Danny Gonzalez is a protege of Rocky Long, who's the master of the 3-3-5 stack defense, and it is a problem. And Danny is doing a great job. They did a great job in fall camp, and you can see it right now. This defense is for real.
Yeah. For me, it's the other side of the ball. Noah Fifita has really taken over the night. We talked a lot in the preseason about Avery Johnson and how dynamic he is. Noah Fifita's looked terrific. He's had a bunch of big plays. You see him, running, making a bunch of stretching the defense out. And I feel like K-State just really looks like they don't have a feel for what's going on. Seth Doege, the new offensive coordinator, old Air Raid guy, he was at Marshall last year. He's done a really good job. I feel like they have an identity. Remember, last year, Dino Babers went in there. They tried to keep some of the Jed Fish offense. It didn't work. They lost a great receiver in Tedero McMillan to the NFL. And, credit to Noah Fifita. He looks like the one he did when he had T-Mac.
Yeah, they're up 17-3. It feels like it should be more right now. It's only a 2-score game, but that defense has been tough. They've only given up 12 points all season. This is almost like the old Desert Swarm.
Desert Swarm. There you go, Mike.
Back in the day. All right, still more to come. Second half coming up, an SEC showdown between 6th-ranked Georgia and number 15 Tennessee. Could the Dogs be in for a long day in Knoxville? We're going to have the answer coming up next. Plus, 4th-ranked Oregon put up a 60-burger on Mike Gundy's team. Dante Moore and the Ducks on Big Noon Kickoff tomorrow. We got the latest from Evanston coming up next.
For type 2 diabetes, once weekly Mounjaro could help. 3 out of 4 people reached an A1C of less than 7%. And people lost up to 25 pounds. Don't take Mounjaro if you're allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or vision changes. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas and gallbladder problems. Taking Mounjaro with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor if you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills, and before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and may cause kidney problems.
I can do diabetes differently with Mounjaro.
Pay as little as $25 per month. Ask your doctor about Mounjaro.
Finding Inner Flex with Duluth Double Flex Denim. Look deep. Deeper. 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 Too deep. Find your inner flex with Duluth Double Flex Ballroom Denim. Only at Duluth Trading.
Welcome back to the Fox College Football Friday Halftime Show, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
Big Noon Kickoff is live from Evanston tomorrow. We got 4th-ranked Oregon taking on Northwestern. That's at 10 a.m. Eastern. Rob Stone, Big Noon Kickoff crew, have more.
Mike, thank you. What a location this week. We are on the banks of Lake Michigan here in Evanston, Illinois. Big Noon gets ready for Northwestern and number 4 Oregon as the Big Ten opens up conference play. Glad you're with us. Rob Stone, Brady Quinn, Mark Ingram, Matt Leinart, Coach Urban Meyer here with you. Last year, the reigning Big Ten champion Ducks spent a program record 8 weeks at number 1, and folks are starting to come around to the fact that this team may very well be on track for their first national title. Let's give some props to Coach Lanning.
Certainly, he deserves the props, and so does his coaching staff. I went to visit him last spring. I walked away, Matt, saying that's arguably the best coaching staff I watched work. They have consistency. The coordinators are both back for the past 3 years. But then the one thing that impresses me about Dan Lanning, every time I talk to him, which I talk to him quite a bit, he always closes with, hey, what can we do better? What do you see? What are other people doing out there? And when I watched him closely, the way they teach their players, they have GoPros on their heads. They have these big screens that they're doing the walkthroughs. So they're very creative, and he pushes his staff to always be the best at what they do.
You mentioned Dan Lanning, and what I love is the culture that he's created. It's a winning culture, toughness, competition, swagger, player development, and that's why they've been one of the best teams in the last few years in the country. And, Matt, they look like one of the best teams in the country right now this year.
The guys play hard for him. I would have loved to play for Coach Dan Lanning. He's a stud. I think the thing that sticks out for me is the speed and the explosiveness that you see on film, in particular last week against Oklahoma State. I just feel like they got so many different dudes that can beat you, whether it's in the run game, whether it's game, the speed everywhere. Dante Moore, their quarterback, is playing at a really, really high level. And then just up front, they just look different up front. They're more physical. Remember, the perception of Oregon for a long time has been soft. I just don't think that's the case this year, Brady.
I'm going to say this. The first 2 games, they look like the most complete team in college football to me. I think they look like the best team in college football. And if you look at Dan Lanning since he's gotten to Oregon, every single year they're kind of inching closer to becoming that team that wins it all when it's all said and done. I know a lot of people are going to write off what happened last week because it's Oklahoma State. Look, Mike Gundy's only had 2 losing seasons in the past 20 years. Don't write off how dominant that win was. That's how good this Oregon team is. And I'll say this, Dante Moore, you're going to hear his name more and more and more because this young man he's going to be up for the Heisman, and he's going to be leading them to a national championship when it's all said and done.
3rd straight year, it's a new quarterback at Oregon. The first 2 all in the Heisman conversation. Dante's Inferno working on making it 3 straight. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern for Big Noon Kickoff. You'll hear from Oregon's Dan Lanning and Dante Moore. Josh Heupel joins us ahead of Georgia, Tennessee. USF head coach Alex Golesh will be live as he gets set for his 3rd straight ranked opponent. This time, it's Miami. Plus, guys, look who's joining the show. Johnny Manziel with the art of the upset.
All right, fellas, looking forward to that. We got other notable games, including number 6 Georgia at 15th ranked Tennessee. Number 16 Texas A&M travels to 8th ranked Notre Dame. And surprising, South Florida coming off that win last week against Florida takes on 5th ranked Miami. Huge road test for Georgia, but Georgia's been good against Tennessee. They've won 8 straight against them, each by double figures. But who do you like in this game and why?
Well, it could be 9 straight if the Dogs get that pass game going. You know, Gunnar Stockton is a quarterback that I know the staff really likes. He can run. His legs are a weapon. He's high percentage completion guy at 69%. But when you watch him, they need to throw the ball downfield. If you're going to play, it can work against the first 2 opponents they played, but if you're going to play a good SEC defense, the ball's going to have to go vertical. So if they can get that going a little bit, I think this offense is going to come to life, and they'll like what they see.
I like Tennessee. Joey Aguilar is playing good for them so far.
It'll be a heck of a game.
They've won 23-24 at home. The only loss 2 years ago against Georgia by double digits. Meanwhile, Notre Dame beat Texas A&M last year, first game of the season. Texas A&M trying to get some get back tomorrow, Bruce.
They are. I'm really curious to see how Notre Dame bounces back from the opening week loss at Miami. C.J. Carr looked terrific. The rest of Notre Dame, the offensive line got whipped. They didn't tackle very well, and they didn't get the ball to Jeremiah Love, their best player. You have a bye week. I think Marcus Freeman, old linebacker guy, he's probably brought some physicality and pressured them. I mean, I'm going with the Irish. I think they'll respond, Coach.
I like them, too, if they feed Love and Jadarian Price. These are two really good running backs, but you're right. It starts in the line. If they can create creases, I like these two guys a lot. And then C.J. Carr is going to come to life.
Run the football. Texas A&M has given up 140 rushing yards a game so far, over 200 rushing yards to UTSA. See what happens tomorrow on that one. Hey, after stealing the show last week, has Ryan Staub secured the spot as Colorado's quarterback #1? Highlights from Houston on the way next. No, Colorado's got a problem. They got a problem. Hey, we got Noah Fifita. Oh, Arizona has no problems. They are dominating Kansas State in the first half, but it's still just a 2-score game. Second half coming up momentarily.
Seeking. The unsatisfied. Emotional. Defiant. Those who take things personally. Seeking exceptional people to do exceptional things. To find a treatment where there isn't one. Seeking those who will be hard on the problem to make it easier on the people. Seeking those who refuse to accept medicine as it is, so they put themselves in a position to change it.
Remember what it felt like to be a little kid? Stores were playgrounds, and your mom's shoe closet was a world of characters waiting to be stepped into. And then one day, poof. Things got serious. Listen, we get it. Sometimes you have to be an adult. But we believe that kid is in all of us still. So leave your adult self outside and call them in when it's time to check out. You'll be surprised at how quickly you remember what it feels like to play. DSW, let us surprise you.
Welcome back to the Fox College Football Friday Halftime Show. Sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
Let's go around the nation. Colorado's got a quarterback delivered. Prime 1-1 on the season. Got 3 quarterbacks. Ryan Staub getting the start in this one.
You love the mobile quarterbacks. This guy looking like John Elway in the Super Bowl back in the day there, Mike.
That was nice right there. Got into the end zone. Colorado down 16-14, but their defense not holding up their end of the bargain. Connor Wegman having a good night.
Yeah, it looks like he's found his rhythm here. Willie Fritt's a really good coach, and he wins everywhere, and he's starting to get it going at UH.
Yeah, Houston trying to go to 3-0 in the season. Looks like they're about to do it. Wegman into the end zone. It's all Cougars right now. They're up 33-14 in that one. Indiana State, Indiana. This was all Hoosiers. Fernando Mendoza, Omar Cooper Jr. putting on the show.
This game just doesn't seem right.
Of course, Indiana's tougher competition next week against Illinois. But they took care of business tonight. Mendoza, 19-20, 270 yards, 6 total touchdowns in the first half. His brother came in, Alberto Mendoza, with 6 for 9, 104, 2 touchdowns. Cooper had 4 receiving touchdowns and 10 catches.
And 680 yards of total offense.
To 77, giving up on defense, 73-0 there. It's going to be a long season for UCLA, folks.
Ooh. Bruins are a big favorite in this game, by the way.
Are they? It's got Trey Humphrey there. Humphrey and the 1-yard line. They're playing New Mexico, by the way. Up 7-0, and then this just happened in the red zone. On 4th and 2, Jack Lane to Simon Mapa.
Hey, watch out for Jason Eck.
Yeah.
That's a new coach in New Mexico. Remember last year when he was at Idaho, they gave Oregon at the start of the season all they could handle.
They're giving UCLA all they can take right now. Colgate, Syracuse, Steve Angeli to Darryl Gill Jr.
Is Randy Moss playing for the Qs?
He just got Moss right there.
Looks like Rob Stone's playing back for Colgate right now.
That is ballet.
Rob Stone, shots fired. 5 touchdowns, 66-24. Deshaun McKnight interception. I'm telling you, Arizona sack right now. This Desert Swarm is back for Arizona. They're rolling right now. Second half coming up.
Eczema isn't always obvious.
Eczema isn't always red.
But now, eczema isn't always going to stop you.
With Ebglyss. Ebglyss is a once-monthly treatment to help those with moderate to severe eczema find real itch relief and real results.
Like skin that's still more clear at 1 year. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Skin that's still more clear, even at 1 year? Clearly, it's possible with Ebglyss.
Talk to your doctor about Ebglyss for eczema.
Superstitions, Matt?
Hi, Carly. It's a good thing Discover makes it easy to be a Big Ten fan.
Totally. I get cash back on my rally cap.
Cash back on my favorite glove.
Cash back on my Lucky Shamrock.
Cash back on my game day chicken wings.
Cash back on my one cleat.
I even earned cash back on my lucky bobblehead.
You win. Next round's on me.
Earn cash back on every purchase with Discover, the official card of the Big Ten.
Our halftime report card sponsored by Graduate by Hilton. Spirited stays in your favorite college town. Arizona might be saying we could lead by more, and Kansas State might be saying we could be down more at this point. But it's still a 14-point lead for Arizona, Robert Griffin III. How does Kansas State figure this thing out?
Well, first and foremost, Kansas State has to find their identity offensively. Only 15 passing yards, 29 rushing yards, and they got to find a way to stop Arizona quarterback Noah Fifita. Every single time his team needs a play, he makes it. Whether it's there in the backside D-gap on a run that he's not even supposed to be over there on, or if it's him putting his shoulder down and getting the ball reached out right over the goal line for a touchdown. He is a playmaker for them, and their defense is doing everything to smother Avery Johnson in this Kansas State offense, knocking balls down, putting pressure on him, making life a living for him in the pocket. It has been an impressive showing for Arizona thus far, but if you're K-State, where is your identity of running the ball, smash mouth football, toughness, energy? It's not there right now. They got to figure out a way to find it, or Noah Fifita in Arizona is going to blow them out.
The good news for Kansas State is this isn't an official sanctioned conference game. So in this era, winning your conference is really paramount to get into the college football playoff. We saw it last year. They'll get the ball, but they have questions to answer, certainly. Kansas State will have it off the touchback, and we go downstairs to Alexa.
Well, Coach Kleiman used the word faster, I think every other word in the 2 minutes that I talked to him coming out of the half. He said faster on both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively. He challenged his O-line to be better against a strong defensive line. And the question we're all wondering after we saw Dylan Edwards just for a few carries there in the first half, he looked at me candidly and said, I don't think he's going to be able to go. So, guys, we don't expect Edwards the rest of the game here tonight.
4 plays for him on the ground. Last 4 quarters outgained by 357 total yards. That's under 2.5 yards per play. The last 4 quarters of offense for Kansas State. It's a run for Brown, trying to get him into space, and he is! Chase Brown, the big play Kansas State has needed for weeks. Touchdown!
Ho, ho, ho. What a play to open up the second half for Kansas State.
.44 first half yards, 75 on that play. Look at that look in his eyes. Give me the ball. Extra point is good. A totally new ball game, Robert.
Yes. One play just changed the entire outlook for Kansas State on the sideline. You're going to see Avery Johnson motion out, and then it's just outside zone from the rest of the offensive line. Blocking an area, not a guy, and Jace Brown. Who would have thought that he would be the catalyst of running a 70-yard touchdown right out the gate? You saw the look in his eyes, JB. That was a look of give me the football.
Arizona number 21 is now wearing number 37.
Appreciate you, ref.
That wasn't worth the interruption.
Not many guys at wide receiver can do what Jace Brown just did, making the proper cuts and getting downhill on an outside zone play. That's why you gotta love football, man. You never know what's gonna happen.
75 yards. It's 31 more than they had, and you see, I mean, the eyes told the story, right? Jace Brown's eyes told the story. He had the big game a couple of weeks ago in the non-conference game with 109 yards against North Dakota. He wants the ball. 24 straight games with a catch to his name, and there on that run, he flips the game for Kansas State. And now their defense gets to go back out onto the field for a while, just like they did for more than 80 plays against Army last week. Romaine and Payne and that entire defense with Joe Klanderman, who has been a very aggressive play caller in the past. These defenses that he's had, I mean, they had the most sack yardage in the Big 12 last year, 2+ football fields worth. They can also flip games when given the opportunity.
Yes, they can. And defensive end Toby Osunsami has to find a way to make an impact in this game, getting Noah Fafita down on the ground, right here on the edge.
Fafita on the roll. He's chased by Romaine. He's hit, and he's twisted down. Chidi Obiizor with the sack and a loss of 7, and here comes K-State.
Uh-oh. That thing momentum is popping up. You're going to see Romaine right here in the middle of your screen. He's the one that forces Noah Fafita to pull up. And then Obiizor is the one that finishes him off. That's what you call helping a brother out, setting him up for the sack.
He had a big sack fumble recovery in Dublin against Iowa State. Obiizor did. Call it a loss of 6 officially. Fafita moves Mahdi. Here comes pressure from Romaine right up the middle. Fafita on the money, incomplete. He wanted Watley. He couldn't hang on. Coverage from Moss again, 3rd and 16.
Moss was covering him, but this is a pass that if you're Nunu Watley, you have to make this catch. It's a little bit behind him, not much, but that ball hits your hands. You got to be able to run through the middle of the field and catch the ball and make those types of adjustments. Little off by Fafita, but if you're Watley, you got to make that.
3rd drop officially tonight for Arizona. Good work by Quay Moss when he saw the ball get contacted to run through the receiver. Here comes Romaine again. Blitz picked up on the roll. Fafita is thrown out of bounds. Osunsami on the pursuit. That time he got shoved on the sideline. Osunsami getting into it with what looked like Ian Wagner, the holder. Osunsami chased him all the way to the sideline.
They brought pressure from both on the left side, and then Osunsami is going to come from the middle of the field as the QB spy. They said, you know what, we're tired of this little man running all over the field for us. We're going to put our best player, Toby Osunsami, on him and track him down all the way to the sideline.
Salgado Medina puts it on the ground. It is blocked. It's sitting down at the 7-yard line, picked up by Arizona, and another enormous hit. Wow. Fortenberry came down and hammered the recovering player, but Garrett Harstad had the block.
Oh my goodness, it's chaos out there right now, Jason. You see the punter drop the ball, try to get it back up, it gets blocked.
And then Tay Brown comes in, the linebacker, who's the up man.
And then he gets baptized right there by Fortenberry. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
What?
Brent Brennan said in our meeting yesterday, special teams is going to be a huge part of this game. And if there's anything Kansas State has done as a hallmark of this team since the Bill Snyder days, it's special teams and flipping the field. And they've done it here. Johnson to run, and they swarm him. Deshaun McKnight, the transfer from Tennessee. Martin, it's a loss of 6.
Yes, Deshaun McKnight, you're going to see them stunt as a defensive line. He comes from here, gets to there, and it's also Chase Kennedy on the other side. They're double teaming him, but McKnight gets all of that one. And when this team at Arizona, as they start to stunt and slant, it creates angles for their defensive line that the offensive line isn't used to seeing on the weekly basis. And right there, your backside defensive end makes a front side play on the quarterback.
They stunt more than everybody but one team in the country on that defensive line, and we're going to have a timeout. Timeout called by Arizona on its heels, really for the first time tonight.
Wow, Jason.
Whew. But you think about Kansas State and how
Arizona.
This group makes hay in college football. Little misdirection, gets him the touchdown, inventive play call, then Harstad with the block punt. Salgado Medina just didn't look it in, and that absolutely turns this game on its head. Look out.
Boom!
Zepbound means change. For adults with obesity to help lose weight and keep it off. Zepbound can help adults lose up to 48 pounds. And some lost over 58 pounds.
It's changing what I believe is possible when it comes to weight loss.
Don't take if allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling in your neck. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or a serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes, depression, or suicidal thoughts before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. If you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Taking Zepbound with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen kidney problems.
I'm working to help break the cycle of weight loss and regain.
Because Zepbound means change.
Ask your healthcare provider about Zepbound. Explore savings options today. It's a huge doubleheader Sunday on Fox. Check for the game in your area.
(17-3) and a little bit stale for Kansas State as we went into halftime. But K-State has a 75-yard touchdown for Jace Brown, a block punt, and now they're set up to tie the game. Just like that in this totally wild sport.
Yeah, and Jason, some coaches that we talk to, they look at special teams as just a way to get the possession over to the next team, but some teams use it as a weapon. K-State is using it as a weapon in the second half after it was used against them in the first.
They're going to run it with Price, and he's not going anywhere. Totally submerged. Hammered by McKnight again. He was in there along with the cavalry, and it's 3rd and 17.
Yeah, it looked like Price actually tripped over his own guy. Unfortunate situation, taking out the legs of your own offensive lineman there, but now you're in a 3rd and long situation, empty formation, make the defense declare themselves and open up some holes potentially for Avery Johnson to use his legs.
3rd down and 17. He's going to zip it over the middle, and he's got it for Brown. They needed 17, and they've got a 1st down off a 19.
Woo, I love it. Too high safety look. He's going to run this post right over the top. No, when you got a guy that's hot, you got to keep feeding him the rock. Nice job right there by Avery Johnson, understanding, getting the ball up and down before the safety can get there. Beautiful route by Jace Brown.
Both teams are going to substitute. First down and goal. Dylan Edwards out. Price, the freshman, is in. Jace Brown in the slot at the top of your screen. First and goal. It's Price, and he's thrown back by Genesis Smith. Smith holds the line.
Yeah, it's not very often that you see safeties really making these types of plays on the goal line, but watch Genesis Smith go gap by gap and find the back and be stout at the point of attack and prevent him from scoring that touchdown. That's why they love this young man. He is a freak of an athlete, but he is also a physical specimen and not afraid to make tackles at the point of attack.
He sets up a second and goal. Johnson is hit, and it looks like he's down short. Oh, they're going to say touchdown. Touchdown, Avery Johnson. He spun over the goal line. It looked like the ball was short of breaking the plane. Now, it depends on which arm has the ball.
Yeah, you're going to see him. They're going to run the back across. He's going to get downhill on the run. Nice quarterback power. Boom. Gets turned right there at the last second. So we got to see if there's an angle where we can see where the ball was when he came down. Right here from behind. He gets through. Dalton Johnson turns him. That is not a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. That is short.
I agree with you. Based on what we've seen, I would say he is short.
How about these safeties, JB? They are out there laying the slat. Dalton Johnson and Genesis Smith.
Stooks earlier, Gavin Hunter had a big hit in the open field. No official announcement.
The previous plays up before
there it is.
The ruling on the field was a touchdown.
Now, again, it's called a touchdown. You need to have enough evidence to overturn.
Correct.
And, you know, we had to look down the line earlier. But if that gets muddied up, you only have what you can use. And this is the best look we've got to this point.
As you see, Dalton Johnson comes through, makes that hit. Right there, it doesn't look like the ball has crossed the plane. I agree with you, JB. It just depends if they determine whether or not this angle is probably our best opportunity here. There's the hit. He gets, and then he's down. Yeah. You can't clearly see the ball there, but
you know, they can pair those looks and look at them together, right, based on the time code.
For everything I've seen, especially from the back angle, it looks like his elbow comes down before the ball crosses the plane, and it shouldn't be a touchdown.
The question is, can they overturn the call of touchdown? Mike Pereira, what do you think?
Well, I think, Jason, you kind of put the right thing there by saying you can piece them together. And you know, you always look for the clear shot down the line. Now, we had a good shot down the line.
Ruling on the field is called. It's a touchdown.
Wow. Yeah, it's got to be right that they didn't have enough.
Yeah, but I think if I piece those together and I take that shot from behind, I mean, I think if I'm in the booth, I'd make that short because you can actually see from behind where his body is when that elbow came down. His body was on the line and the ball was in his right hand. So you can't just say, okay, we can't change it because there's not a shot right down the line. And to me, I think this is one where I could piece them together, and at least I felt like you all did, that it was short.
Yeah, we all agree on that. Mike, thank you so much, as always. This extra point can tie the game for Kansas State. It's a high snap, but it is true for Rodriguez. It's a block punt into a touchdown, and Kansas State suddenly out of nowhere is cooking.
Yeah. Harstad with the block. All of a sudden, Avery Johnson's in the end zone with that beautiful flow of his. Head and Shoulders coming up next.
Mounjaro for adults with type 2 diabetes.
I see you. And you. And you. Putting in the work, day after day. In you, I see me. Someone rising to the challenge. I see your determination and strength. I see your unshakable spirit.
Mounjaro for type 2 diabetes. Don't take Mounjaro if you're allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or vision changes. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas and gallbladder problems. Taking Mounjaro with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor if you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. And before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and may cause kidney problems.
So what do I see? Someone who's got what it takes to do diabetes differently with Mounjaro.
Ask your doctor about once-weekly Mounjaro, paid partnership with Lilly.
Aaron Judge and the Yankees take on Gunnar Henderson and the Orioles, or Cubs, Reds, Thursday at 6:30 Eastern on Fox.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Home and auto coverage you can count on. Kansas State all the way back in this game to tie it at 17. You know, we mentioned they won their first ever bowl game in this stadium, and Bill Snyder became very well known for his special teams work for this program, and he got them all the way to a bowl game after their 4 years before he showed up. They were 3-38-1. Wow. From 85 to 88, they won 3 games, lost 38, and tied 1. Then 4 years after he gets here, they win their first bowl game, and they go to a decade straight plus of bowl games. So when you think about what got Kansas State to prominence, it's the type of game that we've seen in the first 4 and change in this third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, just unbelievable grit. The ability to come back after it felt like nothing could go right for them in the first half, and now we're here at a tied game early in the second half.
Monty, the tailback, he'll run it right, and he'll get 3.
And, you know, now when you look at Arizona offensively, it felt like they had it all figured out in the first half, but Noah Fifita is 0 for 5 on his last 5 pass attempts and 1 for 8 in his last 8. They got to get him back in rhythm.
It's Monty, and he saw a crease. He takes it, thank you very much, into VJ Payne, out of bounds across the 40. Big play theater tonight in Tucson.
Yes, there is. They're going to bring a guy across, and watch this double team here by the center. Then the right guard moving big bodies, and Ismail Mahdi, his feet. I'm not going to lie, guys, he looks like Tiki Barber out there. He's talking to him, letting him know, hey, I'm about to mush you in the face, boy.
I thought that they had a whole conversation.
It really looked like
over
it.
A stiff arm.
He said, I'm gonna do something dirty to you right here.
Then do it. If you're gonna do it, do it. First down, Mahdi and Payne had a moment. Right back there on the ground. He keeps the feet firm. And Tiki Barber, huh?
Yeah, you remember when Tiki went to the high and tight on the when he was running the football because he had the fumble issues? But his feet were almost like typewriters when he was running. That's what Ismail Mahdi looks like to me right now. Just getting his feet up and down and running through arm tackles.
Nunu Watley wants to throw it. He sets to throw, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Quay Moss. Boy, rarely do you see a receiver throw it after he has to pump it.
Yes, you're going to see the route right here by the receiver. He's going to act like he's blocking and bleed his way down. And initially, it looks like he might be open, but he's not. He's covered, and if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, Nunu Watley, you cannot make that throw. But what a catch by Quay Moss. Really, K-State has all the momentum now.
Fad diets, outrageous workouts. What haven't you tried? If weight loss isn't clicking, there may be a different way. Zepbound may help you go further in your weight loss journey. Zepbound helps adults with obesity lose weight and keep it off. People taking Zepbound lost up to 48 pounds. It works with your body, so you're not doing this alone.
Dual activating Zepbound works differently. It activates the receptors of GLP-1 and GIP, two naturally occurring hormones.
Don't take if allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling in your neck. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or a serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes, depression, or suicidal thoughts before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. If you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Taking Zepbound with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen kidney problems.
If this is clicking for you, it may be time to take the next step in your weight loss journey. Click for more at Zepbound.com and ask your healthcare provider about Zepbound.
An interception for Quay Moss. Kansas State takes over. Another promising drive for Arizona. An interception for Kansas State. The play call was interesting, Robert.
Yes, I didn't love the play call there from Seth Doege. I understand you're trying to be trickery, but right there, leave the ball in the hands of your best player. And right now, it was Noah Fafita and Ismail Mahdi.
Price is drilled. Malachi Bailey read it perfectly coming from the edge. So they were playing I Want It That Way during the break. Tell me why you make that play call.
Well, if you're Seth Doege, offensive coordinator for Arizona, you're expecting your player to protect you in that moment. If it's not there, throw it away. We need to end the play with the football. And right there, that's why wide receivers don't play quarterback. Sometimes the decision-making isn't quite up to snuff.
Incomplete for Lofton. 3rd down and 12 for Kansas State. We've seen a lot of 3rd and longs both ways tonight.
Yeah, and for Kansas State, listen, they're back in the game, but it still feels like they don't know what their identity is offensively. They've got to find a way for it not to be feast or famine. 3rd and 12 is not a down and distance that any offensive coordinator wants to be in. But again, let's see if they try to spread this thing out and maybe hit one of their one-on-one matchups on the outside.
Chase Brown in the slot at the bottom of your screen right there. You just circled him. Johnson to throw, pressure in his face. He heaves it down the sideline. He didn't have time for the vertical ball for Tibbs, and it's 4th down. Gaines with a coverage.
Yeah, it's just another great pressure dialed up by Danny Gonzalez. Genesis Smith coming from his safety spot, unblocked, right in the face of the quarterback, forcing him to make a throw before he's ready. Again, Avery Johnson, if you're going to make that throw on the outside, leave it in bounds. Give your receiver an opportunity to make a special play for you. He can't make it if it's 5 yards out of bounds.
Danny Gonzalez is so energetic, he didn't even show us his face there, but that was him. I mean, he is a 10 out of 10 in energy. Patterson on the return. He's got room, and he's across midfield. Great starting field position for Arizona. There is a marker down. Four Arizona penalties tonight, 2 for Kansas State, including a costly personal foul. It's a lengthy affair in this conversation.
Yeah, usually when it's that long, trying to figure out what's going on and who they're going to call the foul on.
It's a long walk, too.
Yeah, he's trying to figure it out.
Anyone?
Come on, ref. We got a game to get to. Come on.
Adamson, Adamle. Chris Kleiman's like, what are we doing? Brent Brennan didn't say that exactly, but his look on his face signaled, what are we doing? It shouldn't take this long, no matter what.
JB, I think they're just trying to get some camera time.
Well, we're doing our best. I mean, there still has not been a call. There are 3 officials talking it over.
There is no foul on the play.
Wow.
First down, Arizona.
After all that, for that. Okay. Football after this in a great game.
Eczema isn't easy to plan for, but with Ebglyss, people with moderate to severe eczema can have real results, like skin that's still more clear at 1 year.
Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Ask your doctor about once monthly Ebglyss.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. It doesn't just have great bones. It was the backbone of your community. So you breathe in new life, grinding away to make space for tomorrow, for your people. This isn't just a restoration. It's a revival. Because you're always willing to double down on your neighborhood. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Thursday, it's a special baseball night in America on Fox, and the push for the postseason is heating up. Are you kidding me? Aaron Judge and the Yankees are looking to close in on another division crown as they take on the Orioles. Or PCA and the Cubs continue their fight for the wild card against the Reds. It's a special baseball night in America Thursday at 6:30 Eastern on Fox.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Wendy's. Get Wendy's $8 JBC meal deal. Limited time only. We are such good friends with the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. We're on the initial basis now. There's the old main building here in Tucson. Noah Fifita started strong. Recently, what's gone wrong?
He's been really aggressive trying to push the ball down the field, throwing into tight spaces. They got to get him back in rhythm, get him some bubble throws, get him some hitches. They talked to us about Seth Dagey said he really likes to see the ball completed on shallows and hitches. That gets him right back in rhythm.
Madi, his first 100-yard game as an Arizona Wildcat. He builds on it, near 140 yards on the ground at 138 after the gain of 7.
That's one way to do it. Going from no hundreds here to 140 on the ground. And as he continues to run the football effectively, it will open up the RPO game that Noah Fifita has been really efficient with, hitting those slants as the linebackers step up to stop the run.
Pressure from Romaine. They're going to run right through it. Romaine was coming. Fifita took the other lane, and it took Purnell to knock him down after a gain of 6.
Yeah, just a really nice quarterback run here where they're going to pull the backside guard and the backside tackle, lead them up for Fifita, and then all he has to do is get downhill, positive yardage, first down.
Right back to the ground, and Madi into open territory again, and a wrestling match ensues with Maldonado, the former Arizona Wildcat. 14 more on the ground, Robert.
And now you see again Ismail Madi using his vision to get to the outside. It starts as an inside zone. He's still letting everybody know, listen, man, I'm going to stiff arm you put all the way down to the ground. Maldonado used to be at Arizona, but he ain't there no more. So they ain't teammates. It never worked.
He's somebody they used to know. First down. Fifita had it tipped at the line. Batted down and incomplete. That was Uso Seumalo who got the hands up. And second down coming up. That's a big dude.
Seumalo. That's a great name.
Smooth.
Smooth.
Madi has outgained Kansas State, by the way. The transfer from Houston Christian to Texas State to here with Arizona. A tremendous FCS player showing out for the Arizona Wildcats in their third game off the double clap. Right back there, Madi gets turned around, and it's Seumalo right in his kisser.
I want you guys to watch Seumalo right here. Watch him take on this double team. Shaq him, shed him, and then say what? Get the running back all the way down to the ground. As you see him shed, oh, look at that face mask. They missed that.
Yep.
On Ismail Mahdi as he started to break out. It looked like he was stumbling, but it was because his face was getting ripped off.
That'll do it. No call. 3rd and 11. Romaine up at the line. Here they come. Purnell got through. It's on target anyway. Phelps has it. 4th down and about 2 for Arizona. What are you doing?
Going for it.
Why?
You're going for this because momentum has shifted completely away from you. Kicking a field goal isn't going to make your team on the sideline feel like, hey, we really believe in each other and we're going for it. If you don't get it, they're backed up in their own territory. Trust your quarterback. Trust your running back and Ismail Mahdi to get this first down.
They're going to call it 4th and 3. They've got to get to the 8-yard line flat. Fifita throws it on the slant, and he's got it for a first down to Nunu Watley, the Chattanooga transfer.
Nunu Watley motions back out. He's going to come inside, run a little slant route underneath. They knew they had man coverage. Ooh, got him right on his chest. You talk about a receiver making catches in traffic. When you put it on their numbers, they don't have a choice.
He hauled it in, but another false start against Arizona.
False start.
Offensive line penalties.
Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's on the new right tackle, Tristan Bounds.
Oh, my goodness. It seems like whoever's at right tackle is just making mistakes time and time again. Wrong guy. There it is right there. Right tackle on the outside. Tristan Bounds just gets a little giddy. Oh, hand goes down, and that is what you call a false start, people.
That was a double cone.
Didn't mean to put that on the right guard.
Illegal use of cone, 5 yards. 1st and goal, all the way back at the 9. Mahdi head of steam. He's stonewalled by Osen Sami, and it's 2nd down and goal.
Jason, it doesn't look like much, but with all of the pre-snap motion that Seth Doege, offensive coordinator for Arizona, is using, the eyes of the Kansas State defense is all over the place.
Yep.
They don't know where the ball is. They're trying to read all their keys, but everything that they're seeing is telling them that something else is coming. This is a beautiful usage of all this motion by Seth Doege.
Olsen that time in motion, the tight end. He's off to the right for Fifita, and there's another marker in. It's Mahdi, but it's probably a hold to set them back.
This time it's on the left tackle. Ty Buchanan.
This will be the 4th holding penalty tonight against Arizona.
Holding. Offense number 75. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
By my count now, it's 18 penalties, false start or holding on Arizona in 3 weeks.
And this is what's been holding them back all year. Watch. He's going to get off, does a vertical set, boom, gets that hand. As soon as you get that hand right in front of that neck, you got to let it go. And he held it for just a second too long. And that's holding, man. These guys have got to do a better job of protecting their quarterback without getting penalties.
That's Osen Sami creating that, though. He's a pretty versatile pass rusher.
Yes, he is. He told us if they vertical set him, he is going to try to use his speed rush to bend the corner and get around. It does force them into those situations where they have to let him go or they're going to get the flag.
That's exactly what he did right there. It is 2nd down and goal coming up. Craig, the tailback, we have not seen him today. Quincy Craig, who is dealing with a shoulder issue, sets up 3rd and goal for Arizona from outside the 10. Junior out of the state of California who transferred from FCS Portland State. Giving Mahdi a moment with his 15 carries for over 150 yards. What do you like here, 3rd and goal?
I was going to say I would love to see Trey Spivey in the game here, big receiver, but now you see them with this bunch set. Makes me think they're going to try to run an RPO and hit a post over the top.
That's a timeout, Kansas State, because Jordan Allen was late onto the field. They might need that timeout later. We're back in 30 seconds.
America's best game is back. This year, it will be a battle of the states. Hawaii.
Florida.
North Carolina. Texas.
New York.
The Georgia Peach herself.
Let's light it up!
Whoa! Oh, it's getting crazy up in here.
Come on! Let's go! We are about to begin an amazing journey together.
High-powered offenses go head-to-head as Texas Tech takes on Utah. It's Big Noon Saturday on Fox. It's a huge doubleheader Sunday on Fox. Check for the game in your area.
I mean, you see the effects of the heat on the face of Ty Buchanan. Jordan Allen came on late for Kansas State. Both teams and everybody in college football rotates defensive linemen, but on a 100-degree, and that's an elevated thermometer, right? When you have that thermometer gun that you shoot down at the ground, it can be like 130.
Yeah, it's elevated, Jason, and it's also the fact that we're into the late stages of the third quarter. So all that attrition from the tempo, from being on the field, all those other weeks, as well as in the first half here, has also impacted them in a big way.
Kansas State is minus 24 in total plays again tonight, 58-34. There is Watley in motion, 3rd and goal for Arizona from the 13. Pressure coming, heavy pressure, big pickup to the end zone. It goes. It is out of bounds. It looks like incomplete for Watley. Motti with a blitz pickup to the stars there to set up a possible touchdown that was just wide.
NFL coaches love to see this. Watch how Motti is going to scan backside and go boom, take out the legs of the blitzer and give his quarterback enough time to at least attempt to make a throw. Right here, if they were playing on the red, it'd been a touchdown. But unfortunately, they're playing on the blue, if you're an Arizona fan.
That is a difference of 1.5 steps maybe. Salgado Medina, who whistled one wide earlier. This is straight on through for an Arizona lead at 2:40 to go in quarter number 3. What a game between the Wildcats. Back in 30 seconds.
This season, we're state versus state.
Good pod. Founders rock.
Rock. Pass. Let's light it up.
An all-new season of The Floor, September 24th on Fox.
Saturday, it's 3 huge games on Fox. First, Texas Tech collides with Utah on Big Noon Saturday. Then, Bill Belichick's Tar Heels take on UCF. And under the lights, it's Arizona State, Baylor. It all starts with Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Teen Romances on Tubi will be free forever.
You mean I have to pick between Brad and Chad forever?
Chad? Who's Chad?
(20-17), Arizona the lead, 2:40 to go, quarter number 3. Make sure you take a listen to Robert's podcast, Out of Pocket with RG3. Dwight Schrute won't be there. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Yes, Jason, sports is supposed to be fun, right? So it's talking about it. We're going to have you on the show, me, 80-time All-American Grete Griffin, my wife, as the co-host. We're going to have some fun. If you guys love sports and love laughing, come join the huddle. Let's have some fun.
It's called Out of Pocket because it can go off the rails. Is that right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, like this game.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect time for that promo, by the way. Kansas State was down 17-3 at halftime, and just like that, the lead was gone.
Yes, it was. You see the highlighted offensive players running the outside zone, and oh, is that a running back? No. Is that a quarterback? No. It's Chase Brown, the wide receiver, and then we had a blocked punt that turned into a linebacker picking it up to try to return it, and then all of a sudden, you got Avery Johnson running a touchdown to tie the game at 17-17. Not sure if it was a touchdown, but hey, we'll move on from that. They didn't have enough evidence to overturn it. So here we are. Avery Johnson of Kansas State has the ball with a chance to go take the lead.
On first down, it's tipped in the air and it's incomplete. batted at the line, second down. Chris Kleiman was candid with us in our meeting this week. He said, look, we just have to survive this game. It's a non-conference game between conference opponents as Palu gets a hand up here.
Yeah, Palu is coming from the top of your screen underneath. You can't even see his jersey number that much because it's all scrunched up. That's how big of a fella he is with all that tape underneath. But we've seen a lot of batted balls today. Defenders are doing better of getting their hands up when they can't get to the QB.
Johnson, deep ball, sideline for Brown. It is there! Across the 45, another big hit for Jace Brown, who wants the football.
You're not going to see him on the screen right here, but when you have a wide receiver in bump and run coverage as a quarterback, this is what you do. Take a shot, give him an opportunity, leave it in bounds, and Jace Brown made him right.
On the run, Martin hit by Dansby, who is down after the initial contact. It's second down. Kansas State within 3. 44 yards in the first half. $119 in this third quarter.
I knew coming into the second half they were going to have to take more one-on-one opportunities on the outside. What we didn't expect was for a wide receiver to be the one that sparked this offense in the running game. So K-State is still searching for their identity, but it's not bad to be down 3 while you're doing it.
That's Lockett in motion and Martin on the run. It's a gain of 2. Third down and 6. Matt Wells and Danny Gonzalez know each other very well. The offensive coordinator for K-State, defensive coordinator for Arizona, were on the same staff in New Mexico. In fact, Danny Gonzalez helped Matt Wells sell his house by redoing the tile and carpet in a couple of the rooms. They're that close, so they know each other so well. It is third down and 6 as they psychoanalyze one another. Got to get to the 34. Avery Johnson, short set, deep ball, wants Brown, incomplete, cut off by Dalton Johnson. The safety over the top, it's fourth down.
That's a situation where Avery Johnson got a little greedy, right? He had just hit Jace Brown down the field for a big completion. You got to be able to see the coverage there. The too high safety is there. If you can't hit that hole shot, trying to throw that out the back end on a go ball is not the correct throw. Move on in your progression. He didn't, so now it's fourth and long.
It would be a 57-yard field goal for the tie. They're going to go for it on 4th and 6. Joe Jackson is in as part of that bunch at the top. Couple of tight ends in for Kansas State. Brown in motion. They didn't get that off, I don't think. They're going to let it play out, and it's short of the line to gain, incomplete. Javion Cole with the coverage. Kansas State might have had a delay of game there. Instead, Arizona gets the ball.
Yeah, a little weird coming out. He's going to run an out route and try to get just past the first down line. But Javion Cole, as you mentioned, triggers as soon as he sees that, gets his hand on the ball, makes contact. And Avery Johnson upset with the whole operation there of the offense. But if you're going to make that throw, you got to make it strong. Don't throw it low and away. Put it on his chest. Allow him to make the play.
Where do you want that? Like, what, as a receiver, what do you want to see coming out of your break?
Yeah, as a receiver, we talk to them as quarterbacks. When you come out of your break, when your eyes are around, the ball should be there on those timing routes. It wasn't, and it wasn't just not there. It was really low and away. Yeah. That's really hard for a receiver to track, especially when he gets contacted as soon as he's trying to make that play.
So Arizona ball. 42 seconds in the third. Fifito wants it. So does Mahdi. And he is stacked up and driven down by Des Purnell.
Tell you what, these Kansas State linebackers are filling their gaps quickly. It's why the RPOs have been working so much, Jason, because they're playing downhill because they know what their job is. Their job is to stop the run. And right now, they haven't done a great job of it all day, but Arizona has to pick and choose when to have the RPO elements in the game plan to give Noah Fifita an opportunity to throw when they come down so quickly.
Kansas State was one of the favorites in the Big 12 starting the season, and it was because of their experience, like Des Purnell in his 44th game. If they're going to save this season at 1-2, it might be guys like him and Jace Brown. Kansas State within 3 at the end of 3.
If Jerry knew football the way Tom Brady knows football, he would in no way be able to handle it. Tom Brady knowledge is 10 pounds of football in a 5-pound bag of Jerry.
Come on, Ryan, what do you do? You gotta look off the safety before you...
When the safety rotates down, just rip the seam.
Nobody knows football.
Come on, we can do better.
Like Tom Brady.
It's not that hard.
And they're off. I've got to go through 99 people to get this $1 million.
It is not about finishing first.
You just can't come in last.
This is interesting.
Oh, no.
It's like a weird car wash.
Just do your best.
Thursday, it's Baseball Night in America on Fox. The Yankees are looking to close in on another division crown as they take on the Orioles, or the Cubs continue their fight for the wild card against the Reds. It's a special Baseball Night in America Thursday at 6:30 Eastern on Fox.
Texas Tech battles Utah. Then North Carolina collides with UCF. And under the lights, it's Arizona State Baylor. It all starts with Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Coach, you wanted your guys to be faster coming out of halftime. What have you made of their response here?
Yeah, we responded for sure. I thought we had a really good jump start of the third quarter. Got the big run with Jace, got the block punt, things we had to have. Now we got a 4-quarter game. We've got to find a way to get a stop right here, going against a really talented quarterback, really good defense. We got to find a way to get a stop, get the ball back to our offense.
Coach, appreciate the time.
Yep, thanks.
Chris Kleiman, former defensive back in his college days, trying to get that stop. Arizona, 9 drives, 7 of them have been in Kansas State territory. But the Kansas State Wildcats are within 3 as we embark on quarter number 4 with Noah Fifita in charge. On second down, he wants to throw. The pocket collapses. He spins and he fires, and that is out of bounds and incomplete. Chidi Obiizor was the one to up the tempo.
That is what you call a coverage sack. Although it wasn't a sack, it's a coverage play where they know Noah Fifita has had a tendency, at least last year, to just backtrack a lot and just backpedal in the pocket, get to 15, 16 yards of depth. They collapse the pocket around him, forcing him to have only one way to go, and that's not the way you want to go if you're playing quarterback, is turning your back to the defense.
He's been better at that tonight, though, in this year.
He has.
Third down. Here comes Osunsami. It's a line drive that is caught by the tight end Olsen, but he is short. Purnell drove him back. Wesley Fair as well. It's 4th down for Arizona. They're going to be 1.5 yards short, Robert.
Yeah, and you talked about Jordan Allen, who came in the game, number 91, who was jogging on the field earlier. He came all the way around the formation to put pressure on Noah Fifita and force him to make that throw. Still a good throw, but just not quite far enough.
Would you think about going for this?
I personally would.
Yep.
4th and 1. Yeah, you want to use special teams as a weapon and pin them deep in their own territory. I think they're just playing the field position game here, and unfortunately kicked it all the way into the end zone.
Yeah, it's a net of 30 basically at that point, 31, and Kansas State has had close game after close game. Whether it's in the United States or in Europe, they were number 17 in the preseason poll. They fly all the way to Dublin to lose a 3-point game to Iowa State and Matt Campbell. Then they go back home. They beat North Dakota by 3. Then they stay home and they lose by 3 to Army when they have 2 possessions in the second half. 3-point games dating back to last year. It's 4 in a row. And guess what? Kansas State fans, if you're just joining us, you're in another one.
And the question you have to ask is there competitive maturity there now? With all these close score games, do they feel like we can overcome and win this football game finally and get our season back on track?
It is Martin on the run. So where do you see that emotional maturity as this fourth quarter plays out?
It goes one of two ways, Jason. You either say to yourself, oh my gosh, here we go again. Or you say, you know what? We've been here far too many times and we've come up short. Now we're going to show that we will make the crucial plays at the crucial moments in the game, no matter who is across from us. It's not about them. I've seen that happen in my own career at Baylor University. Yeah. We eventually figured that out, but we knew our identity. K-State can actually find their identity here in the fourth quarter.
Part of that is 3 tight ends in right now, Swanson, Ancio, and Oakley, and they'll run behind those 3 tight ends to set up a third down at about 3. Martin on the run, but that is the name of the game for Kansas State. Avery Johnson told us the most selfless room out there for the offense is that tight end room. They have built a program that relies on that position, and on 3rd and 3, guys like Oakley could be important.
Yes, they could, and maybe they're taking a couple pages out of Army's book and say, you know what, we're going to beat you 3 yards at a time. We're going to grind you down. We're going to keep you on the field, keep your offense cold on the sideline, use our versatile tight end group to get the hard yards. That's K-State football.
3rd and 3 here. Lockett in motion. Fake it to him. Johnson got it to the tight end, but Oakley is undercut. Gavin Hunter again with a brilliant tackle in open space.
As you mentioned, Gavin Hunter, you talk about the tight end, Oakley coming across the formation. Same play they ran earlier in the game. But Gavin Hunter sees it, smells it, hits it, stops him short. Arizona was on top of that from the beginning because they had saw it earlier in the game. That's what you call defensive recognition and going out and making the play.
So was Chase Kennedy outside of the coverage. He was on Avery Johnson to force that throw. Here is a punt from McClannon, who has had a very nice night, and they needed it. That's another boomer. Boy, he has been much improved tonight. It's 55 on that punt. We'll see how important it is to the game, but Avery Johnson and Kansas State give it back to Arizona when we come back in the desert.
Football at noon. It's like clockwork.
Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson along with my quarterback.
Shanghai, Rome, Paris, Lubbock. There is no time zone on Saturday. I made this myself from an apple juice box. Right, Bill? Yeah! Didn't even flinch. Look at these lunatics. These people need help.
So here we go. Tuesday, September 23rd is the night for uncovering mysteries and memories.
8 years just gone. You have no idea what you're up against.
First, it's murder in a small town.
You think we'll ever be normal?
Do we want to be normal?
Then, it's the smash hit Doc.
You're having memories. They're just weird flashes.
Murder in a Small Town season premiere, followed by the season premiere of Doc, Tuesday, September 23rd on Fox.
Teen romances on Tubi will be free forever.
You mean I have to pick between Brad and Chad forever?
Chad? Who's Chad?
Fox College Football is sponsored by Panera. If college football were a person, it would be him.
He looks like he's ready to party with Gronk.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how in control?
1 to 10?
Uh-huh.
He's a 1.
Yeah.
He's a 1.
But that's why this sport's great.
No doubt.
Because you come to the game, you're a 1 in control, but you're a 10 in fun to be around.
Exactly.
That's how you do it. First down, Arizona. Up by 3, under 12 to go. Watley in motion, couple claps. Hand off to Mahdi again, around the right side. Mahdi has cleared 170 yards tonight.
Keep giving Ismail the ball. They're just going to run this tight end right across to get the edge, inside zone. No outside contain. Mahdi takes it outside like he has been all day.
Right back there. He's got a crease right up the middle into Rex Van Wy. It's second down, and Arizona dual purposes here. Take some time off the clock, gash some yards.
Like I said, I keep handing it off to them. They're doing a great job with the misdirection, running guys all different ways, and the offensive line is getting pushed at the point of attack.
And without subbing, that means K-State can't sub either. That's Travis Bates going low there. It's third down. How does Arizona feel about running on third down, I wonder, just short of midfield again?
Yeah, and you see they're bringing in subs now. They bring in Quincy Craig at running back. You know, maybe they're running Ismail Mahdi. He's maybe getting a little tired here in the fourth quarter. I would run the football again, and then guess what? As long as there's no tackle for loss, if they don't get the first, I'd run it again and go for it on fourth down. That has been their best thing so far because they've been out of sync in the passing game.
They did have to use a timeout. The play clock was down to 0. With that substitution, that type of thing can happen. It'll be third down and short when we come back for Arizona.
If Jerry knew football the way Tom Brady knows football, he would in no way be able to handle it. Tom Brady knowledge is 10 pounds of football in a 5-pound bag of Jerry.
Come on, Ryan. What do you do? You gotta look off the safety before you...
When the safety rotates down, just rip the seam.
Nobody knows football.
Come on, we can do better.
Like Tom Brady.
It's not that hard.
Aaron Judge and the Yankees take on Gunnar Henderson and the Orioles or Cubs, Reds, Thursday at 6:30 Eastern on Fox.
And they're off.
I've got to go through 99 people to get this $1 million.
It is not about finishing first.
You just can't come in last.
The rest.
This is interesting.
Oh, no.
It's like a weird car wash.
Just do your best.
Thursday, it's Baseball Night in America on Fox. The Yankees are looking to close in on another division crown as they take on the Orioles, or the Cubs continue their fight for the wild card against the Reds. It's a special Baseball Night in America Thursday at 6:30 Eastern on Fox.
Arizona by 3, 10:38 to go from Arizona Stadium. The Wildcats have a 3rd and 1 and are reliable performers, sponsored by AT&T Business. Reliability you can count on. Ismail Mahdi's not done.
No, he's not done, and he's been doing it all over the field, inside, outside, talking to guys as he's running down the field, letting them know he's going to stiff arm them. It's been his patience, his vision, and his explosion out of the backfield. When you get an opportunity, Jason, you got to make the most of it. And I think 183 yards and 9.6 yards a carry is making the most of it for Ismail Mahdi.
Career over 3,800 all-purpose yards now in his 3 stops in college football. 3rd down and 1, and they'll see the pressure shown from Payne, the safety up at the line. Out of the timeout, out of the pistol, Mahdi is the tailback. And they'll hand it off to him. He tries to rummage for it, and he does. Well, let's see. Let's see where the spot is. They're going to say he is a yard short. It is 4th down.
Wow.
The question is, when was the knee down? And they're going to go ahead and punt this. Interesting.
The previous play is under further review. Rolling on the field was the runner was short of the line of game.
Yeah, I think they thought the lineman was the one. Like,
yeah,
that's a 1st down, I think.
That looks like a 1st down to me.
I mean, so Buchanan went down in the pile.
Yes.
And then Mahdi leaned forward past him. It looked to me like he had it, but they're going to have enough evidence to overturn. This has been a wild game in terms of adjudication. Let's see.
Yeah, you can see the sticks at the beginning of this clip. Yeah, that looks like a 1st down.
That's got to be a 1st down. I think they saw Buchanan go down, and they saw a knee go down, and they put him down.
I'm trying to figure out how they confuse 6'6", 314 with 5'9", 184.
That's going to be wasted energy. I don't see any way this doesn't get overturned. You? Remember, the yellow line's not official.
But as you watch Ismail Mahdi navigate through the linemen, Yeah, that's a first down.
I think he's got it by like a quarter of a yard, honestly.
Yeah. Not even close.
No. Speed has not been a factor for Kevin Marr and his crew so far tonight.
I think they just love this desert weather.
Well, Hungry Like the Wolf is well, now they've gone to Elton John. They've gotten through 2 songs in the interim here. This is a huge play. I mean, this is either 4th down and 1 for Arizona or a first down for the Arizona Wildcats. 2 timeouts for Kansas State, 1 for Arizona remaining in a 3-point game. Both teams trying to figure out kind of what they are this year. Arizona 2-0 against non-conference opponents Hawaii and Weber State. Kansas State 1-2, 3-point games all across the board.
And Jason, this has been the definition of a team coming in the Arizona Wildcats that are riding high, confident, playing fast, and a team like Kansas State who's coming in not really knowing if they have that go-getter leadership on their team to get over the hump of starting the season 1-2 after being ranked number 17 to start the year.
This has taken a while, which goes without saying. It's a pivotal moment in this game. I don't know that we have not seen anything that suggests he was down. Like, I don't know what it could be unless there was an issue with the replay booth where replay wasn't able to use its equipment or something like that. This is taking forever.
Usually when it takes this long, it's because they're having to figure out what's going on with the clock.
Yep.
Where are they actually going to spot the ball? When's the clock starting? There's a lot that goes into these replay processes, but I don't disagree with you, Jason.
Yeah, that's the assistant to the regional manager couldn't even help.
Yeah, Dwight's upset right now. Next thing you know, we're going to have Prison Mike out here.
It's longer than a trip to Crentist the dentist. Okay, here's another look at it while we have a moment. I mean, how is this taking this long? That is a clear first down. Everybody at home thinks that's a first down. It's got to be. There's got to be some issue with the replay room, the booth, or something like that. Mike Pereira, what are you seeing?
Look at. There's nothing else tied to this. There's no like 10-second runoff. There's nothing to do with the clock. I mean, I am flummoxed as to why this is taking so long. Look at the left knee is down. We don't get a great look, but regardless, it's just like amazing to me, unless the equipment is down, which is a very rare occurrence. This decision should have been made 3 minutes ago.
How can we make sure this doesn't happen, Mike?
I don't know. That's $1 million question. I mean, just a decision has got to be made.
The ball carrier was beyond the 48-yard line. That is enough for a first down.
Yeah, we all knew that 7 minutes ago. But the problem with the frustrating part about this, as somebody who's a fan of college football, is this game had a ton of momentum. Brent Brennan's trying to bring it back now. This is a very good football game that needlessly was stopped for way too long.
Yeah, and Jason, you know, I couldn't be more in link step with you. For the fans at home, it's just not. It's not a great vibe. But we're going to make sure we bring those vibes back.
Yeah, here we go. Let's go. 10 minutes left. First down. Mahdi, the tailback. Here comes Osunsami. Fifita felt it. Climbing the pocket. He is free. Sliding across the 40-yard line. They'll mark it back at the 41. There is a marker in as well. And let's see, it might be coming back. It's all the way back at the Arizona 45.
Offense number 55. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
They called that on Chuba Ma'ai. You're going to see him right here at left guard. We talk about this with quarterbacks all the time. When you get pressure off the edge, don't escape to the side. Go up, up, and away. And right there, Chuba just doesn't let the defensive lineman go in enough time. And as soon as you fight, they tell you to fight through those blocks as a defensive lineman. The ref sees it, and they call that holding.
It's the 5th holding penalty on Arizona tonight. 9.5 to go. The Wildcats of Arizona trying to dig out of a long first down. Quick throw. It is Whatley, and he is canvassed quickly. Gabe Powers, VJ Payne moving down to 9 minutes to play.
You know, we haven't really called Nunu Whatley's name that much because early in the season, their first 2 games, he was hitting the big plays. So far, he's had some one-on-one matchups down the field, and they just haven't been able to connect. But if they're going to break this game open and come out and really try to deliver some big plays down the field, he is the one that they have to get rolling on offense.
He's the guy they said, look, is he just a gadget player or is he a great receiver waiting to happen with his speed? Fifita rolling to his right, sets and throws. Fifita whistles it wide of Whatley. VJ Payne is amped up. It's 3rd down and 15 for Arizona. Whatley was the target there out of Chattanooga. Same school, the Moccasins that brought Terrell Owens into pro football.
Yeah. And I feel like Noah Fifita kind of got locked on him right there. He had Luke Wysong open on a curl route to the top of the screen, and he just bypassed it completely because he seems to look he's zoning in on receivers right now.
Osunsami trying to get there. He got held up. This is a dump off. It is Mahdi cutting upfield. It's a first down and more. Mahdi is unstoppable. Gain of 27.
This has been the Ismail Mahdi game. Running and passing. Let this thing roll. He's going to run a simple check down route. Quarterbacks at home, look at this. When nothing's there, your eyes tell you, your feet tell you, get it to your check down because sometimes they can do something special like this. Make one man miss and get you down the field. Now they're in scoring position.
Great effort by Tristan Bounds. It's been a trouble spot at right tackle tonight. He got in the way of Osunsami there. This is a throw to the end zone for Whatley, incomplete.
Oh, you're going to see pressure right off the edge. They bring 2, the backer and the nickel, Payne right into the face of Noah Fifita, and it caused him to throw that ball slightly out of bounds. Whatley had his guy beat. It just was just an inch too far.
Chant of U of A resounding here. Whatley is out. Quincy Craig is the tailback. Under 8 to play. It is Craig turning into a bowling ball to the 26. Des Purnell with the stop. Another key 3rd down for Arizona, who tonight is 7 for 15 on 3rd down.
I really love the play call there by Seth Daggy. Just get half of it back. Get half of it back. Put yourself in a situation where now you're saying to yourself, all right, it's 3rd and medium. We got the entire playbook open for us. What is K-State going to do? I'd be prepared for pressure, and already they're all up at the line of scrimmage showing blitz to Noah Fifita.
Off the motion, it is Fifita, and he sneaks on through. Noah Fifita hopping for a first down.
So what do they do? Right here for Noah Fifita, they pull the backside guard and the backside tackle. Once again, running the fake with the wide out, and then it's downhill with the quarterback. Who would think that they would be running this with a 5'10", 195-pound quarterback? Well, that man right there on your screen would, because he believes in Noah Fifita.
Yeah, now you know if you're the college football world. Fifita, who has talked before about how hard losing is on him and how much he shoulders. He's done enough and then some. Tonight, Craig is the tailback. And on his run, the clock will move down towards 6 minutes to go with Arizona leading by 3.
And Jason, to piggyback off your point, when we talked to Seth Daggy, he talked about how last year was so tough for Noah Fifita because he feels like if he isn't helping the team be successful, if he's throwing interceptions, he's taking food off of the plates of his coaches.
Yeah.
And they don't want him to feel that burden on his shoulders. And so far tonight, it feels like he's playing free. He's just playing football out there.
Even though he's doing a lot.
Yeah.
How many times have you heard that about a player in your time in college football? Not much.
Not much.
Right? Thoughtful young man playing quarterback for Arizona. It's a toss. It is Madi. Obiizor after him, and Madi's out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and medium. Daniel Cobbs ushered him toward the sideline.
Now, Jason, here's the question for defensive coordinator Joe Klanderman for Kansas State. You've brought pressure on the last couple 3rd downs. You need to hold them to a field goal here. Do you bring pressure again and roll the dice? Everything in him is telling them, bring cover 0. But it hasn't worked.
What does that do with Fifita as a possible threat in the run game?
And that is where Seth Doege and Arizona have taken advantage of the blitz. When you make it true 11-on-11 football and the quarterback is a running threat, when you pressure and you miss, you give up big gains.
See what they do here. Madi is the tailback. It's 3rd down and 4. It's Fifita under duress. He got the ball away, or no, he didn't. He tried to, and Fifita is down at the 23. Bates and Elalio, he decided at the last moment to hang on. It's a loss of 11.
I actually want you guys to watch Wesley Fair here. They're trying to run a tight end screen. He doesn't take the bait, and that is why Noah Fifita had to pull the ball down, because he was trying to throw that screen underneath. They were trying to sneak that tight end screen through. Wesley Fair said, not today, and shut it down.
And it leads to a field goal for Salgado Medina from 41. From the hash mark, it is on the way, and it is good once again. Arizona has a 6-point lead. Kansas State has 2 timeouts and 4:25 to play with. Fifita got him in position. Arizona by 6. Down to the wire we go.
Rams, Eagles. Wow. Then Cowboys, Bears. Yeah! It's a huge doubleheader Sunday on Fox.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday.
High-powered offenses go head-to-head as Texas Tech takes on Utah. It's Big Noon Saturday and on Fox.
The floor is back.
And this season, we're in a USA. State versus state, neighbor dueling neighbor.
Tip 5. Founders Rock. Rock. Pass.
At the buzzer.
Which state will rock away with $250,000?
Get out! Let's light it up.
An all-new season of The Floor, September 24th on Fox.
Saturday, it's 3 huge games on Fox. First, Texas Tech collides with Utah on Big Noon Saturday. Then, Bill Belichick's Tar Heels take on UCF. And under the lights, it's Arizona State, Baylor. It all starts with Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands. Kansas State trying to hang around. They hold the line enough for an Arizona field goal, even though Arizona's had 36 plays in Kansas State territory and held the ball for 33 minutes and change. Kansas State is still in this thing.
How wild is that? Tells you if you don't score touchdowns in the red zone, you don't, turn the ball over, you can leave teams in a game. And we got ourselves a game, people.
Kickoff for Wagner is through the end zone. It's a touchback. Kansas State will have it 1st down from the 25. One-score games were very much the Wildcats from Manhattan's bag last year, 4-2. They've lived in one-score games. The good news is there's really no way this is going to end up being a 3-point game.
No, there isn't.
They're finally going to break that. Exactly. But it's another one-score game. They've just lived there. That's a lot of tension for a season. And they're going to have 4 games done by September the 12th, Kansas State is.
Well, at least they have the 2 that they lost already in the bucket, right?
Yeah.
Now they got to try to see if they can go forward and win to get back to that 4. And if they are, they got to get the football to Jace Brown.
Avery Johnson giving a lot of ground, and he is swarmed. Genesis Smith, Jabari Mann, it's a loss of 11.
Absolutely the worst play that could have possibly happened. You're going to see linebacker right there, Jabari Mann pop through the line of scrimmage, unblocked. They were trying to get a caravan out in front of Avery Johnson to allow him to run. It didn't work. Now they're in 2nd and 21. You can't get it all back on one play. Try to get a completion here, Avery.
It's their 9th negative play of the day. Johnson the throw. He's got it for Jace Brown, who shakes a tackle. There's most of it back. That's the right guy to have it in his hands.
Yes, it is. And when you talk about Kansas State and what they went through against Army, well, what happened on the drive when they had an opportunity to go win the game? They had 2 drops and 2 busted protections. Well, right there, protecting your quarterback is also protecting him in the run game on that first down play. And they didn't do that. You cannot have those types of mental errors in these parts of the game. But now they're back at 3rd and 5 with an opportunity to get this first down. Again, look for them to try to get the ball to number 1, Jace Brown.
He's part of that trips up top. They go that way. Brown trying to explode. He's dropped. Genesis Smith has been a demon today for Arizona. 4th down coming up.
And here you mentioned it, Genesis Smith coming down from his too high safety look, firing as soon as the ball is thrown out to the slot receiver and making a play. One thing about Genesis Smith is he is not afraid to go out and shoot his shot when it comes to tackling. He is aggressive and downhill. Now it's 4th down. You got to go for it. 4th and short. Again, they motion Jace Brown out of the backfield, trying to figure out what the matchup is on him.
Pressure coming from that area. It's high and incomplete. Arizona takes over. Max Harris was at the line and came with the pressure where Brown was standing.
They motioned Jace Brown out to run him on a slant because they knew they were going to have pressure. It's the perfect route. You got to make that catch. So again, we asked, is there competitive maturity there? Right now, it looks like it's not. You got to make that catch if you're Jace Brown. It's not too high. It's not too out far in front. Catch it and run through that, and you might actually score.
A little bit high, maybe.
When you're running an inside slant with pressure, the quarterback's job is to get that ball out in front so you can catch it and explode through the gap. The only reason he was tackled there is because he dropped that ball and stopped. So I didn't think it was too high right there. But I do know that they tell all receivers if the ball hits your hands, you got to make the catch.
Either way, Arizona just skewered another football with that sword. On the turnover on downs, here is Mahdi. Now, this will be interesting. Kansas State has 2 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout. Arizona, with 1 score, would really make this difficult. But this would be a long field goal right now. A lot of tactics to deal with. Back in 30 seconds next.
Teen romances on Tubi will be free forever.
You mean I have to pick between Brad and Chad forever?
Chad? Who's Chad?
If Jerry knew football the way Tom Brady knows football, he would in no way be able to handle it. Tom Brady knowledge is 10 pounds of football in a 5-pound bag of Jerry.
Come on, Ryan. What do you do? You gotta look off the safety before you...
When the safety rotates down, just rip the seam.
Nobody knows football.
Come on, we can do better.
Like Tom Brady.
It's not that hard.
Aaron Judge and the Yankees take on Gunnar Henderson and the Orioles, or Cubs, Reds, Thursday at 6:30 Eastern on Fox.
Our team comparison sponsored by T-Mobile, with Kansas State and Arizona separated by 6 points. 75-46 the plays again. Kansas State's defense has got to be wearing down. It's a short week after that Army game when they were on the field for more than 80 plays.
And everything you just mentioned to me says, if I'm Seth Doege, don't try to get too fancy. Give the football to your guy, Ismail Mahdi, who has been dominating. 221 yards. Let him take you to the promised land.
189 of those on the ground. Fake the toss, and this is Fifita, slung down by Romaine. It'll be the final timeout for Kansas State. 3rd and 8 for Arizona out of the timeout as we give you our Above and Beyond. It's sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. And it's the combination of Fifita and Mahdi, and they're both the guys that Kansas State has to think about on this 3rd down.
Yeah, and you look at the total yards, right? That's a combination for the quarterback, passing and rushing, and then obviously for Mahdi, it's rushing and receiving yardage. He's done it all. These two guys have put them in position to win. Now you have to answer the question of, on 3rd down, you're having Kansas State use all their timeouts. Do you put the football in the air with your best play, knowing that, hey, we can get this 1st down and we can put the game away? Or do you run the football and trust your kicker to make a kick?
So that's the question, is how much do you trust the kicker? Because there are 2 ways to essentially end the game. One is a 1st down, and that's the quickest way to do it.
Correct.
Because then suddenly they're not going to see the ball again. The field goal makes it 9, but Kansas State would then see the ball again. So if you're Seth Doege, who had a big upset as a quarterback at Texas Tech over number 3 Oklahoma by slinging it all over the yard against a team that had won 39 straight at home back in 2011, isn't the inclination as an air raid guy to get the 1st down?
That is the inclination. We'll see if he fights that urge.
It's Fifita, and he will run. Obi Izor got a hand on him. This is going to be at the left hash mark. They did not get it to the middle of the field. Whether they wanted to or not is left to their decision making. But the 2-minute timeout will come. Arizona will have a field goal on the way to try to make it a 2-score game.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
We're going to step aside to check in with Mike in the studio. Very interesting, Mike.
Inside our LA studios, Mike Hill along with Bruce Feldman and Chris Peterson. Tomorrow on Fox, we got 4th-ranked Oregon taking on Northwestern. And Coach, a lot of people saying this Oregon's team is better than last year's team, which went undefeated in the regular season. But what's impressed you the most about it?
Well, I think that people are right. This might be a better Oregon team than they had last year. I wasn't buying it. They lost like 17 starters. But these guys are not reloading. They are just picking up and they are going. I think their recruiting has been so impressive the last 3-4 years since Dan Lanning's been there. That's the thing. They have so much talent in that pipeline, and they've done the best job probably of anyone of bringing in these transfer quarterbacks. Dante Moore, transfer from UCLA, got his feet wet a couple years ago, a couple 5 starts, I think it was, Bruce. Comes to Oregon last year, redshirts, learns the system behind Dylan Gabriel, and this guy is lights out.
Mm-hmm. To me, the biggest thing that's jumping out is, as good as Dylan Gabriel was, he's more of a point guard. I think with Dante Moore, you have a guy who can really take shots downfield. They have an amazing tight end, Kenyon Sadiq, who's a good blocker, a super explosive athlete. But the other thing that impressed me is 3 new starters on the offensive line they pulled from the portal, and they look really seamless in how they've transitioned. It's impressive.
Best point differential in college football so far in FBS, so far averaging 64 points a game. We'll be with you all day tomorrow for a full slate of college football right here on Fox. Keep it locked all day long.
Salgado Medina getting ready to kick from about 46 for Arizona to have a 2-score game. But we've seen enough twists and turns tonight that who knows, Robert, how this thing ends.
Yeah, you're putting it in the hands of your kicker. And I know there's a lot of people at home that don't really love or trust the specialists, but this is what they live for. These opportunities to really push their team over the top. And I think it's a smart decision by Seth Doege not to try to go out there and throw the football and put your team in harm's way. Trust your kicker, otherwise you shouldn't have him. And that's going to put this game what feels like a little bit more out of reach. And Kansas State would have to not only score, but then also get some type of onside kick to come back and try to win the game.
And have to do it all in a hurry. I mean, Brent Brennan, the head coach of Arizona, said to us yesterday, special teams is going to be huge in this game. He was right, whether he wanted to be or not. Here we go. Call it a 46-yard field goal for a 9-point lead for Michael Salgado Medina. He's the punter and the field goal kicker. Ian Wagner, the kickoff man, will have the hold. Salgado Medina from 46 for a 2-score lead. It is on the way, and it is no good. Kansas State has life. Oh my, what a game.
Jason, this is why a lot of people don't trust kickers.
He striped a couple of them in between two misses. His head coach thought it was good, and it was wide. So now Kansas State and Avery Johnson with an opportunity to thieve this game in the night in Tucson here.
And Salgado Medina actually missed the same kick from the same hash in the first half. And now he's giving K-State life. Let's see if that competitive maturity is ready to go here for K-State on this drive to potentially go put themselves ahead.
Remember, Arizona could have put that ball in the middle of the field. They did not. Avery Johnson to throw, batted away. Dalton Johnson got the hand in front. It's second down.
Yeah, I don't know why Avery Johnson made this throw. Dalton Johnson was already pre-aligned outside leverage of the tight end. So he's running this out route, trying to get this football to Oakley, and there's no need for him to try to make that throw. Move on in your progression so you can find the easy completion, not the tough one.
Jace Brown down at the bottom part of the trips there. It's a rush of 3 for Arizona. Avery Johnson looking into that coverage. He will run, and he will stick the ball out as he gets out of bounds to stop the clock with no timeouts remaining. They will call it third down. He's about 2 yards shy.
And you see, that is what we wanted to see from Avery Johnson in the first half. Get outside the pocket. All right, reset. Try to look down the field. Nobody's there. Use your legs. God gave you those. You're super athletic. You're one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in all of college football. When it comes to using your legs, you got to show it here on this drive. 3rd and 2. Let's see if he does.
Avery Johnson. He'll throw to the sideline. He's got Brown on a first down for Kansas State. Clock stops at 1:39 to play. Remember, this is a non-conference game. It was scheduled back in 2016 before all the shape-shifting and realignment. So Matt Wells, calling the plays here, is dealing with a game that doesn't matter in the conference standings, but certainly for the psyche of his team.
Yes. And if you're talking about defensive coordinator Danny Gonzalez, right now, K-State is out scheming them, trying to get the ball out of bounds to preserve the clock right now.
Johnson loads up, middle of the field, overthrown, incomplete. Genesis Smith looks at his hands into the sky. He wanted to pick that and couldn't reel it in.
That's the second time that Genesis Smith has tricked Avery Johnson into throwing what is his favorite route that he told us, the post. But you gotta make that catch, Genesis. Put the game away for your team. More times than not, when we see dropped interceptions, a big play follows from the offense. I don't mean to jinx him.
See if it does right here. They'll go empty again, 2nd down and 10, 5 wide. Here comes Kennedy around the corner. It's a quick throw, and it goes to Davis. Jamiri Davis is lassoed down very quickly in the field of play. It's 3rd down on a gain of 3. 3rd and 7, clock moving.
Yeah, we talk about those simulated pressures. They dropped out 2 of their defensive linemen. Easy completion for Avery Johnson.
Rush of 3 this time. Johnson on the roll, and he spikes it down. It is 4th down. He tried to throw a laser to his left. 4th and 7 for Kansas State. Noah Fifita has done everything he can to have his Wildcats up 6, and Danny Gonzalez with a call against Kleiman's Kansas State Wildcats.
Last time on 4th down, they went to Chase Brown, and he dropped it. He is their best player at wide receiver. He's going to be into the slot at the top of the screen right here. Let's see if they try to work him again.
Fourth down and 7 for the game for Kansas State. They do get it off. Avery Johnson to throw. down the middle and incomplete. Arizona stonewalls Kansas State. Smith and Johnson, the safeties, collapsed on it, and that is a thrilled defensive coordinator, Danny Gonzalez. Arizona has made a major flip in the Big 12 here in Tucson. He said to us yesterday, we want to make sure people know there's a problem for this league down in Tucson, and tonight they did everything they could to make that true.
Yes, they did. JB, you know they were throwing it to this spot on the field, trying to get Jace Brown on a bang over the middle. But so did both safeties, both linebackers, and Danny Gonzalez is the defensive coordinator. They crumbled in on Jace Brown. Avery Johnson wasn't able to fit one in there. And now, in this show me game, the Arizona Wildcats showed you that they are for real.
Into a bye. Arizona and Brent Brennan, next time we see them on the field after a 4-8 year last year with all sorts of upheaval to the roster, next time we see them on the field will be in Ames against Matt Campbell's Cyclones. Arizona will be undefeated in what now is a showdown early in the Big 12.
Arizona came into this game not knowing how good they were, because, yeah, you know, they beat Hawaii and they beat the brakes off of Weber State. But now they come into this game. Yes, K-State is 1-2, but this was Big 12 competition, although it wasn't a Big 12 game. And they showed themselves to be a team that should be able to compete this year in the Big 12.
Final score, 23-17, Arizona over Kansas State. And the Wildcats from Manhattan will go into conference play in earnest at 1-3. They have a bye. Chris Kleiman said we have to try to survive this week. They were close, but didn't win. But Arizona is the story tonight. And Genesis Smith and this very salty defense that came into the game without allowing a touchdown in 2 weeks is 3-0.
Yes, Arizona had some guys really wake up for them today. Genesis Smith, I love the way that he was attacking downhill at safety. But Ismail Mahdi, holy cow, over 220 yards of total offense. He took advantage of his opportunity, and I think Noah Fafita put the entire college football world on notice when it comes to his ability to use his legs to make plays. We hadn't seen that from him before, but we certainly saw it today.
No.